if I put a target on that wall and I stand you on the other side of the wall, and I'll put my students at a distance like that, and I'll say, how's this? Shoot 5 rounds. If you can hit 5 rounds bullseye, your class is on me. The inch off your target at 5 feet is a 2-foot mistake at 10 feet. If you're going to give somebody a pistol, yes, please do a background on it. I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why they're worried about the law-abiding citizen that's legally requesting a concealed carry license the proper way and saying you can't go here, 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 and here, when anybody that got a gun illegally doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burn Down Podcast. I am Eric. This is Justin. In the studio, we have some gentlemen here, a former BDP guest, co-owner of Why Not You Media, my boy Francis Volpe, and owner of JS Concealed Carry, Jerry Sayegh. What's up, boys?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
What's going on?
What's happening, man?
We are popping Jerry's podcast cherry today.
Yeah, my first podcast. Let's see. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a different man after this.
I know.
I feel it already.
Listen, when you step out of the studio, you become a different man when you leave these doors.
Absolutely.
You know.
There's phone numbers I'm gonna delete as soon as I walk out of here.
That's not worthy anymore.
That's it. We're on 2 different pages.
Yeah.
Same
He's
book.
going to send out a mass text and be like, have you been on a podcast? If you answer no, I'm deleting the number. That's it.
I'm a different man.
That's it. Done.
I'm a different man.
I want to call my family. I don't think we understand exactly who I am, so let me break it down.
Just let you know, you got to go through my assistant now. I have an assistant. I did a podcast. It's over with. Can't go to me directly. If you want to call me, you got to email me.
I'm going to call my wife. I think I need a manager. I don't know.
What's that scene? What's the scene from American Gangster? He's like, from now on,
never on the phone, damn it.
Never on the phone. You talk to Stewie, Dewey talk to me. That's it, right?
100%.
Oh, man. Thank you, fellas. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. We're
man.
glad to have you on.
A nice little surprise. France showing up, too.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me back on.
Yeah. Francis is, what was it, like a year or 2 ago, I think you were on?
I think it was a year ago during around the same time because I recall wearing like a crew neck or something of that sort.
Yeah, I think you were. Is Francis' audio okay?
Checking right now.
Hold on.
Give me a check.
Yo.
Is he really low?
Hello, hello, hello.
No, I kind of heard him, but it kind of.
Hello, 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 hello.
No, he's just not as clear as you guys. I don't know.
No, it's that.
Let me check. That
AV.
might be the bad mic. Check.
God damn. God damn.
It was good.
Let me grab one of these. What are they?
Yeah, that one's good. That one's good. There's always an issue here. But anyways, as we wait, I'll talk to Jerry over here while Justin gets everything situated.
Yes, sir.
So, JS Concealed Carry in the building. We just met a few weeks ago. He actually was at our event, or at Francis and Tony's event of Why Not You Media, the Cigar Networking event. You were the giveaway winner.
Yeah.
And that's how we first met.
Yes.
So at our events, we always do some kind of giveaway, giving away cigars and ashtrays. And you, my friend, were the winner. And now you're in the studio.
And it must have been for a reason because I don't win anything. I'm telling you, I don't win anything.
It was a match made in heaven.
Yes, it was. Definitely was.
And now you're here, which is all meant. It was all part of the plan.
Listen, it was a puzzle. We just had to put it together. That's all that was. But
There you go.
a
Good?
beautiful set.
I think
by
Francis
the way.
sounds good now.
Am I good?
Beautiful
Now
set for that
see?
raffle. I got it sitting at the bar at home.
All right, well, you got a nice setup for it, so
Yeah,
it fit
yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah,
Yo, you got one of the
something-
vintage. Didn't you get the vintage Why Not You Media box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that sitting on a bottle of Jack Daniels, the Frank Sinatra edition.
Nice.
Oh. Are you
That's a
wearing?
collector's item.
Are you wearing your Frank Sinatra? No.
No. That I actually got to refill the battery. That battery's been dead for like a year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I haven't got it done. I
That's
have
the
like
one
a
thing that
whatever
changes.
Bolova watch.
Yeah.
And
I don't know
it's
how
a
to
Frank
pronounce
Sinatra
it.
edition. It's
Ooh.
like
Nice.
That's
it's
nice.
it's really nice. It was my 30th birthday present from my parents, but the battery died. And
What does it say on it?
Like my parents just engraved like.
I thought it had like a thing on the back, like a
No,
Frank Sinatra lyric or something.
No,
No,
you're thinking of the friggin' Yode watches that we got a million years ago. And
I still have it, dude.
And I put such a Sinatra lifestyle. I'm just being frank with you.
Yeah, nice. I like
That's what I put out.
I like that.
A million years ago.
I like
I
that.
like that. You ever see the picture of Sinatra holding a glass of whiskey, stepping out of a helicopter on like the top of the Empire State Building or something? Says, I don't care who you are, you will never be as cool as this picture.
Absolutely fucking.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, what do we do? Why do we have both of you guys here? Because I was originally thought Jerry was coming, and I thought maybe you were making a guest appearance, but now you guys rolled up together, so I'm happy we have the duo.
Yeah. You know, my friend's kind of like my my go-to guy when it comes to these things, these marketing events. Listen, I'm so I'm brand new to everything.
Yeah.
Social media, I made my business account of social media 6 months ago. Before that, I didn't even have social media. Instagram is actually the only thing I have, which he keeps, chewing my ear off about. Why do you only have an Instagram? So that's why Fran's always with me. I kind of have like the cheat code. He's just right there. We basically live together. So I'm like, yo, Fran, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So when you reached out for the podcast, I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I was like, Fran, you have your concealed carry. You know what the process was. Mm-hmm. And you've been on a podcast. So this we could kind of like tag team it together and just kind of bring it in.
That's actually, I didn't know you have your concealed carry.
Yeah, I do.
He's strapped.
Well, it's not concealed anymore.
No, not
not
right now.
You never know when he has it though. So
Got it, man. Listen, like in this day and age.
Well, it's funny. So like my process with it, like the thought process started. I started Why Not You Media was about 7 years ago. So it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Chris Pappas, owner of Pappas Gold City, had a conversation with Tony and I one day when we were in there, and he looks at me and goes, "You got to get your conceal." And I'm like, "Why?
Why?"
And he goes, "No," he goes, "I'm serious." He goes, "With what you guys do and being in the public eye and being out there on social media and building brands, like you don't know who's watching or what could happen. It's also just good to have for safety reasons." Fast forward, I decided before Jerry even got his I guess his license or your it's more than a certificate, but it's
like my business up and running.
Yeah, but I meant in regards to your you were allowed to
my NRA status.
Status.
Yeah.
I went to one of his buddies instead, but really what pushed me over the edge is that one, listen, you can't be ignorant to the fact of the climate of the world that we live in.
Right, that's what I was saying. In this day and age,
you have to have it. And then really what happened is just when Snacktime really started to grow and Why Not You Media grew more and more people knowing who you are and coming up to you and using your name, you don't know who these people are. And so it was just at this point I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just do it. And I went through the process and it was worth it. And it was, it took me about a year?
Your process took a little longer than it should have.
Yeah.
But, so tell us about the process, because I'm interested in it too. I mean, there's just been a lot of other things going on. It's kind of delayed.
So obviously for the people watching, listen, JS Concealed Carry, Jerry helps you through at least in New York State. I'm not sure if you're licensed anywhere else.
Yeah, we could get you New Jersey non-resident, Connecticut non-resident, in terms of things like that. So
you help people get their concealed carry license.
Yeah, so I'm a certified NRA instructor. In terms of that,
what is NRA?
National Rifles Association.
National Rifle. We got people. I also didn't know what it means.
Come on, bro. You're a red-blooded American. You know what the NRA is?
He got rifles in the house, and he's like, "What the fuck is that?"
I don't need to know what the NRA is.
Bumper sticker, NRA member. Don't touch my guns.
So
don't tread on me. Isn't that the other one you always see? It's right next to the NRA.
But you know what it is, especially in New York, nobody really thinks you could get a license. You can. Is the process annoying and tedious and, you get discouraged off of it? Yeah, a lot of people do. That's why I like to step in and say, okay, let me ease this entire process for you. Whether it's you want to do the paperwork on your own and you just want me for the training, okay, we'll do the training. We'll do all that. You want my assistance with the paperwork because you think it's a little too much, it's all over the place, I got you. I'll assist. I had a meeting earlier today with 3 clients, and they got their training through somebody else, which happens 9 out of 10 times. These guys will sign up for the training class. You get the certificate of training. They take a look at the application, and then they never touch anything.
Why is that?
Because they look at the application, and it just seems like, where do I begin with this
paperwork? The people taking the class don't even touch the application.
They don't do the application after paying some odd money for the training class. So step 1 is to take that training class.
Yeah.
Then you apply with the paperwork. Again, once they do that training class, they get the certificate. They look at the paperwork, the application. They're like discouraged.
Yeah.
This looks crazy.
So you take a training first, which teaches you about gun safety, about the guns, about all which you obviously should know. Anybody who has
of course,
you should know.
We highly recommend.
Safety is no accident, as my father always says.
And then once you get that to show, hey, I know about guns. I know the safety about guns. I've got this certificate that I passed the training. Then you go into the application of getting a concealed carry. Now, is it 2 applications, one to get your pistol permit and then to get a concealed carry? Or is it all the same application?
It's all in one. So what you can technically do, which nobody really does now, before people will go and apply for a business carry. Oh, I have a business, and this is why I want to carry my pistol around.
A business carry.
Yeah, you can.
Don't
get
a lot of
business
truck
carry.
drivers do that? I would assume.
Yeah, I mean,
like if you own your trucking company, I know a lot of truck drivers carry.
Yeah,
because
or regular business owners in terms of that. I got to transport money. From
convenience
a
store,
whatever it may be. So they locked themselves into a business carry, which was the thing. But now they opened up the gates to a concealed carry, which obviously you could get a license to conceal carry wherever you please. Obviously, there's a certain list of restricted areas, but other than that, you can conceal carry. So
now is a business carry? You can only carry it while you're working. So like if I'm at my store or if I'm transporting money from the store to the bank to then deposit.
Yes.
But if I'm just like on a weekend going about my business, I can't.
No, because you're not carrying.
You're not working.
Business exactly. So that's why
what would be
really
considered like a exempt zone. Like what's an exempt zone for a concealed carry? Like airports and stuff.
Not specifically airports, but like for example, if you're thinking New York City, Times Square, you can't step foot into Times Square with a concealed carry.
Oh wow.
You can't go into a hospital with a concealed carry.
Oh.
Okay.
No government building.
There's
no
a ton of
building,
sensitive
DMV.
locations.
You can't go into the DMV with your concealed carry. Obviously,
I think I actually saw somebody. I went to the DMV a while back. I think to get the real ID.
Yeah,
gotta get the real ID. And I remember walking out and I see somebody come in. And I first thing I noticed, I saw the pistol on his hip.
Yeah.
And I was like, but he was in street clothes. I'm like,
maybe he's a cop. Maybe he's not.
If he's a cop, you can carry. You can carry wherever. It's fine. But like I was, maybe he was off duty cop. But I'm like, I could see he wasn't concealing nothing. It was right there.
That's the problem.
I was like,
if you are a cop, you got to at least have your shield being exposed at some point. You can't just have your pistol being exposed.
No, you have to have your shield on you. Yeah,
your shield. If it's gonna be that where you got your pistol on your hip and it's exposed, right next to it should be your shield.
Should be the shield. It might have been. I didn't know because I was just like, I just quick glance.
The fact that you saw just the pistol and you kind of really didn't see a shield, that's a bad.
Yeah, it may. Yeah, I don't know. But I was like,
he's probably like, this is my 18th time at the motherfucking DMV. If they deny me, I'm fucking letting loose in this motherfucker.
Listen to DMV to do that to somebody.
So you're kind of like a general contractor for people that are like building a home. They can do it by themselves and be their own, or you're like, hey, you want some help? Let me lead you along and help you get through all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I try to approach this a little differently. You go to some trainers, you get the training certificate, and then you're on your way.
How long does training take?
So that's that. The training is technically a 2-day, 18-hour training.
2-day, 18 hours.
Yeah.
So you can. Okay.
So it's 16-hour curriculum and 2 hours of live fire, where shooting in the range.
What do you have to do? Do you have to pass a certain?
You got to shoot 4 out of 5 rounds on target. You got to pass an exam.
How difficult
exam.
is the target?
It's not difficult at all. It's just more or less like, are you a brand new shooter? Like that, all of that makes the difference.
Yeah.
I get the first thing I ask every class, anybody have any history with firearms? And I always get the same thing. Yeah, I've been to the range a few times. I'm like, that's good. You know what the kickback is in a firearm. Mm-hmm. But you kind of don't know anything in terms of what goes into a firearm. Yeah. Did you load it? Did you unload it? How do you even...
Do you know how to clean it? Do you know how to take it apart and put it back together?
The funniest thing, what I added onto our services, gun cleaning classes. 9 out of 10 people that own pistols don't know how to take it apart and clean it.
Which you should do after every firing session.
Yeah, you should.
Clean
so
it.
Within, I don't know, I'm sure there's great trainers out there. I don't know if they do it, but I specifically make sure that when we talk about the chapter of cleaning your gun, I break apart my gun in front of everybody. I ensure it's unloaded.
So when you go to the range and you let off a couple rounds, like why is it a necessity to clean your gun? Like what happens to the gun after firing it?
So these guns, all right, these guns are reliable, right? Like you talk about name brands like Glock, Sig Sauer. These are reliable guns, right? It's kind of like a car. You got to maintenance it. When you get your oil change light on, right? Mm-hmm. You're not running right to the mechanic to go change your oil. You might go stop at ShopRite, do your shopping real quick, and tell yourself, all right, tomorrow or the day after, I'll get to it. But if you leave it like that, you're not going to be surprised when the car breaks down.
Yeah.
So you shoot 200 rounds today, and you go again and you shoot another 200 rounds on Thursday. Eventually, your gun's going to jam. You know, the first thing
what's
they tell
jamming the gun? I don't know shit about guns.
So it could be anything. You got a pile of all this projectile, the gunpowder that's exploding in this gun is just building up in your barrel.
Residue.
All that residue is just building up in your barrel, which at that point, you know, what we all know, you pull that trigger, that bullet comes out, and it chambers the next round. It's not going to chamber the next round properly. That will make your gun jam. So it's like a car. You got to make it.
And if your gun jams, then it's...
Yeah, you got to...
There's
certain steps into taking it.
Pretty...
There's a lot that goes into...
Because it could basically, like, lock up, and then you can't fire it.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you have to get it rebuilt almost, right? If it locks
in terms of that, that'll be like one of those misfire things. Like when your gun jams, like usually, you know, you take out that magazine, kind of rack that slide, the top piece to the rear, clear it out, figure out what that jam is. You could, you know, clear that jam. That, in terms of that, taking the gun apart, it's definitely like a serious malfunction.
Because I'm thinking of some older guns that haven't been fired in, you know, years or whatever, and they, you know, you sell this gun, but it's like, listen, that gun won't fire because you know, it's too far gone, and there's not, you can, unless you completely rebuild it. But then it's like, all right, well, that's like gun collectors get these guns that are so old, and you're like, it won't fire. And it's like, well, why don't you get it rebuilt? It's like, but then it loses its value of
Yeah, some guns are meant to be antiques.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
there was a
little Boosie.
Oh yeah, your little Boosie.
I got a 22 Jennings, this little baby thing,
like a little spy gun.
Yeah, literally. Like you put it in your
like a cricket from Men in Black.
Yes, yes.
Less kickback.
Thing jams on me all the time, but you know that's one of those guns where you expect it.
Yeah,
you know, that's not one of those high quality name brand guns. You know?
The only time I ever had a gun jam on me was my BB guns back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You didn't clean it good enough.
Yeah. I would have to like you flip it with a rifle and you have the little slot that you move over and you have to individually put the BBs in.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Then in the chamber get caught. I'm like fucking.
You know, it was
that's funny.
So there's this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Was I went to Kentucky Derby one year with a friend of a friend they invited us down, and the guy had bought himself for his birthday, for his like 50th birthday, bought himself a 50 cal Barrett 50 cal.
Nice.
And he was picking it up in
like 50 cal, like the sniper from Call of Duty,
like legit,
like it'll take your arm off.
50 cal sniper rifle.
That's crazy.
And had this thing, right? The bullets are the size of my hand.
Yeah.
Okay?
Are you referring to the mission where you try to shoot it like 2 miles away in Call of Duty on the mission?
I'm just talking about like Call of Duty.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
There's like a mission back in the day. You had to shoot a 50 cal.
Yes.
And you had to like do it precisely, and no matter how you did it, it always missed and hit the guy, and his arm flew off.
Yes, I do remember that.
Well, what's crazy was the like the funny thing is in the game you can like walk around with a Barrett 50 cal, like just running around like you can't do that. Okay, you know how heavy that thing is. But anyway, he had it on the table, right? And he had a night vision scope, and we were looking out through the scope, like just out, and I'm like, this thing is freaking like you're just on. I'm looking down, and you're just holding like nothing's loaded, right?
Yeah.
Like, but we're just looking down the scope. I'm like, this thing is so. And I backed up and I looked at it's literally this. It's like from me to you. Like that's how big the gun. And I go, this has got to be one of the sexiest pieces of machinery I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You don't even want to shoot it; just hang it on your wall or something, right?
I don't even care to shoot. I just want to look at this.
Isn't
thing.
it crazy to think though that piece of machinery or that weapon is something that like the army uses and shoots people with?
Yeah,
like bro, the holes it puts into people,
dude. That thing is
crazy.
Hold like this.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy on YouTube that I don't follow him, but his shorts always come up, and it's like he does like different targets or like rocks or objects, and he goes through like a Desert Eagle, a Cigar, and then the last one's always a 50 cal. And
is that guy? He goes yee.
Yeah, or he puts out the Desert Eagle and goes
yeah, that's him.
Oh yeah. He does go that is that guy. And he starts with like the little like a 22, I think it does, and then he goes all the way up, and he goes.
It's impressive. It's actually that's so genius because he'll stack like 20 dictionaries back to back,
right through,
and I want to see, and he'll go like, oh, a 9mm went through 2 books.
He would shoot the
50 cal goes through all of them, right?
A 50 cal.
He would do the target, the big red concrete balls in front of target.
Yes.
He got one, and he shot all of them in the 50 cal.
It goes through it. The 50 cal goes through those concrete.
Dude, I think doesn't a 50 cal like can it pierce a tank?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Depending on how close it is.
We gotta work on Francis's audio again.
Audio?
Oh no.
Is it going down again? Is it that?
Is it down?
It doesn't. It's not down. It just doesn't. It sounds.
Eric.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I can hear you. It's just.
It's just not like.
I don't know why. Let me see.
Because like it
this
doesn't.
mic doesn't want me to win.
No, it doesn't want you to win this fucking mic. It's bullshit. 'Cause you sound like a little. Doesn't sound like as
distant. Do I sound distant?
You sound like you're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Do I sound like that?
Definitely not as clear as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all super clear.
I wonder why that is.
Might be a little better. Whatever you just.
You want to just like
Wiggle it.
Let's see. Wiggle the connection.
Hello?
Yeah, just wiggle it for us, Ryan.
Hello?
Just wiggle it for me.
Wiggle it for
No,
us,
take
Ryan.
it out. Take it out. Pull it out. Put it back in. Yeah, pull it out.
Wiggle it.
Oh gosh, Eric. Oh my goodness.
I caught it. I don't know what it is, but I caught it. You got it? I think.
No, it was just the. I don't know why.
I think it's in between my fucking feet.
Make sure it clicks. Eric, did it click?
It's kind of interesting.
Better?
You want to
No?
try this one again?
It still sounds like it.
What the
I
fuck
don't know
is
why
this?
what's going on, man. We never have this problem, man.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not your fault. Is this thing plugged in right? Is this thing tight?
All right. We'll get it figured out. Shit happens.
Power of editing.
Squeeze the thing and then pull it out. Yeah. You want to try the other mic again? Don't we have 6 mics? I can get the other one. I think we have 6, don't we? We have 6. Yeah, we definitely have extras. Okay.
Yo, oh,
There you go.
hey,
Oh, there you go.
That's
how
a
you
major
doing?
difference.
I don't
That
You know what? We'll just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, we gotta
All right.
Yeah, rotate that.
We're
It's
good?
tired. Yeah.
It's
Hold
like
on, hold
a
on.
10-minute expiration.
I don't know what it is.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let's not get smoke on that.
we'll keep this. I'll keep this in the back pocket.
So let me go back to Jerry here. So JS concealed carry, right? So you started this business about a year ago?
I started this in May.
Shit.
Yeah,
so that's
I
like
opened
6
up the
months
business
May?
in May,
Shit.
and
Just your full time gig now.
yeah, I'm going at it
Nice.
full time. Honestly, I was sitting with my wife, and I'm like, listen, I want my own business. I want something, and I can't like figure out exactly what it is that I'm gonna do that I'm gonna be happy with.
You were thinking real estate at one point, weren't you?
Yeah. And she kind of told me, she was like, babe, why don't you do something with guns? You love guns. I love guns. I'm always going to the range.
Hell yeah, babe. All right.
So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with guns? I don't want to just be like one of those instructors where you go to the range and I was like, I want to be like more hands-on with things.
Something
she's
different
like-
because there's a lot of instruction.
Yeah. So she was like, why don't you help people get their license like, the guy that helped you? And I
She
was
just
sitting there.
came up with this right on the
That's
spot.
That's wild.
Yeah. And just off the fly. And I'm like, I'm sitting there.
You're
So
like,
I
"You're a
slept on it, and
fucking
the next
genius."
day, and I'm like, babe, let's sit down and like look at the details. What goes into this? What do I got to do? So I signed up for classes with the NRA, to be a certified NRA instructor. Took the classes, did all of that. I think I finished it in April, and in May, I opened up the company, and
Crazy.
I was just trickling my way along. And at that point, I was like looking at Fran, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna just floor it and see where it goes.
When did you get your first client?
I actually had my first client the end of May.
And you
And-
opened it up when, May 1st?
No, I opened it up. It was like May 15th.
And then in like a couple
And I
weeks you
had
got
my
one?
yeah. I had
So,
my
what
first
was that
client. It was
feeling,
like
man?
2 people, which is like the smallest class ever. But I was like, all right, this is my first time. Let me do it. And it was cool, but obviously I'm still learning.
Working
the
out the
way.
kinks.
Yeah, of course,
How do
man.
I explain this? I was reading right off of like my
PowerPoint.
curriculum, like a robot, dude. That's
Yeah,
it.
but
Well,
if-
that's how it
it's-
starts.
Yeah, it's the
you know?
first, like, yeah, exactly, man.
But the thing that's interesting is that, like, and I know you'll talk about this, is that when you started doing it, you knew of other people doing it, but it's like people in New York, especially like Westchester, don't realize that they can get their conceal.
Yeah,
unless
I
unless you're around people that have it. So
I
like,
didn't know. Up until like a little while, I thought it was only cops could have it.
no,
I didn't know that anybody in New York could have
but
it.
like that's how a lot of people think. And what's crazy is that like a lot of people that were even around at the events that you guys don't realize, and I could point them out, all carry.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have any idea, but they all say it. Like, we all have it purposely for a reason, for protection, because we have the right. So now, like, when he came onto the scene, and I'll let him get into it, but like, it's like that shiny object where now everyone's like, oh, I know someone that does this now.
Yeah.
Like, I need this.
You found a gap, which is like really hard to find.
Well,
you
what's
know what?
business,
That's
right?
actually- it's
Solving
actually-
a problem.
It's nice to hear that the events that we do, right, Impact Golf Outing. I'm sure there was people there, Karen.
Yeah.
The Christmas party. We mentioned this. People. It's nice to hear that now because these places are huge, right? And these events are getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Yeah.
So to know that we have friends that are in our circle, right? Because albeit pretty much everybody at these networking events, we all know who each we are. Everybody knows.
Yep.
And to have a little bit of safety, right?
Yeah.
Well,
If
it's peace of
something
mind.
happens, we know we got,
Something goes down, I'm going right to Fran.
Listen,
Where's Fran? Where's Fran?
It's honestly true. Right? Like, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I said when I got the shotgun for home defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I don't like if somebody comes up to me, and I've had clients say this, and I'm like, I'll ask them in class, like, what do you want? Why do you want your pistol? And they go, oh, I'm gonna just leave it at home. It's good for protection. I said, well, buddy, let me just save you some money. Just go buy a shotgun if you honestly plan on not carrying it. A shotgun at home. I'm gonna buy. God forbid anything happens. I'm not grabbing my pistol. I'm grabbing a shotgun.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's hilarious is we actually had shout out to Michael Marsh. He was a previous guest from a while back, and we had talked about having a shotgun for home defense. We were talking about guns, and he was like,
He's a Southern boy.
Southern boy. And he's like, you know what the best self-defense or home defense weapon is? And we're like, yeah, it's, shotgun. He's like, and you don't even need bullets. I'll tell you why. Somebody comes into the house. If they hear of a shotgun, you don't have to have
forget
bullets.
it.
You hear that? Out. And he goes,
Yep.
and if he's not out, he's a moron. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
No, that's
Absolutely.
true.
the sound of like
That
you
sound
hear
alone.
That sound,
Yeah, fuck
Yep.
that.
you're out. You're out. See you
Nah,
later.
listen, man, it's always good. But yeah, if you're not gonna carry it, keep it home. Get a shotgun. It's cheaper and more reliable than a pistol at that point.
Yeah.
Just don't get slugs because you're gonna have to remodel afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. But you don't need you don't need the best aim for slugs. You're
That's
gonna paint the wall, but you don't need the best aim.
You just close your
You know
eyes.
what I
I
mean?
hope I can do it.
Yeah, dude.
But I have heard that it is much easier to maneuver around corners and around the house with a pistol as opposed to having a long gun.
I mean, obviously you're carrying a long barrel versus a short barrel, but
I'm not walking around the house. I'm getting my whole family. We're going into the bedroom in the corner of the house, and I'm pointing at the door, and that's it.
So
Calling
that's
911, and then
Yeah.
that's what I'm
So, you know what? A fun fact about this topic, right? Just to even get into the class, New York State is a retreat state. And for those of you who don't know, God forbid a threat ever occurs to you outside your house, on the sidewalk, wherever it may be, your first duty is to try to get out of that situation.
go home. Yeah.
But in your house, there's no duty to retreat. So people ask me, like, and in my class, I'll teach them how to approach a threat that comes into their house. And one guy asked me a great question. He goes, do I have to approach it at all? I go, listen, you know what? I respect that question. If you don't care about any of, your property, the things that you got laying around your house, and the most important thing to you is your safety, by all means, barricade yourself in a room, grab your firearm, give that person fair warning you have a firearm and they need to get out. And that's it. Your life is the most important thing. That's all that matters.
That's what I figured out because like my family is most important.
But now, if I change the scenario and say you got two kids that sleep in two different rooms, you can't barricade yourself in a room. You got to gather your family, so you kind of have to approach it.
Yeah.
My daughter doesn't sleep in my room, so I'm getting out of that room as quick as possible with the shotgun in my hand.
Well, see, that's what like if you're upstairs and you have a balcony and you hear something downstairs, I'm going to the top of that balcony, elevated position, get the F out of my house.
Just let off around.
100%, dude.
Elevate.
Let off around. There's no warning shot.
Elevated position.
Yeah.
It's like you ever seen a movie? You ever seen a movie The Rock? You ever seen a movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage?
No.
We got you from an elevated position. They're surrounded all the balconies.
Oh, shit.
It's done. You're not getting. You can't.
Fuck out of here.
No, but in all seriousness, it's worth everyone looking into getting it.
It's protection. It's
Yeah, I
like
had
you.
no
It's your
idea.
Second Amendment right.
It's like you said. You'd rather have it and not
need
need it than need it and not have it.
So,
Yes.
Okay.
in terms of getting your pistol license, a firearm, it's a serious thing. I tell everybody, don't screw around. Don't think about it lightly. Train. Know what you're doing with a gun.
Yes, that's
my thing is, like, I take a different approach to my business. Everybody that deals with firearms is very uptight. You look at my Instagram, I look like a blast, right? Because step one of owning a gun is being comfortable.
Being comfortable with the gun.
You're not comfortable with a gun, you're not going to function it, right?
Yeah.
So relax.
That's
be
a great
comfortable.
point. You're trying to bring. You're trying to. I don't want to say making light of a very serious situation.
Yes.
But also making sure. Listen, this is a very serious situation.
Yeah. It is.
But I want to lighten it up a little so you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yes.
With learning the material.
Yeah. That's why I tell everybody, let's have a fun class. Lock in, and off of you being comfortable, now I want you to ask a question. I don't care how crazy this question is. Ask the question, because you leave here and you get in your car and you're wondering, well, I wonder if I could do this with my gun. If you find out the hard way, that can be somebody's life or yours in prison. A mistake with a gun is a mistake you can't come back from. So you got to know.
Ask the question, how do I fire the gun?
Well, you know what's crazy?
Great question, let me tell you.
So like Peter, who I introduced you to, right? So like one of our clients, Peter Tilem, he's a big time Second Amendment lawyer, and he always talks about gun law.
Yes.
And introduced him to Jerry, and he even said something about like practicing, and the purpose of it is because if you don't know how to shoot, and God forbid you have to shoot,
yes,
and you don't know what you're doing, and you don't hit the target, you can kill someone behind them with a stray, and now you're going to jail for murder.
Yeah.
Like, there's no defending that.
So when you think about it,
And you live in New York.
like the size of this room, if I put a target on that wall and I stand you on the other side of the wall, and I'll put my students at a distance like that, and I'll say, how's this? Shoot 5 rounds. If you can hit 5 rounds bullseye from here, your class is on me. Just to let them know. But I'm confident you're not going to hit 5 rounds.
That's how hard it is.
And there's some
not
people
easy.
that don't hit paper. So when you think about it this way, the inch off your target at 5 feet is a 2-foot mistake at 10 feet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and this is the funny part. You're standing there, taking your time, holding the gun.
No
aligning your
adrenaline.
sights. No adrenaline.
Yeah.
And you're still not hitting. Now, what are you going to do in an emergency situation? So go to the range. Get familiar with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and go to the range and almost like you're training for a sport, okay? Yes. Try to give yourself a little bit of pressure, right? For instance, like golfing, okay? When you go into practice golfing, how do you get better at making, let's say, putts, like a 3-foot putt when you're on the golf course, when you're playing a match with a buddy of yours, and you got to make this 3-foot putt to win the match? Now there's a lot of pressure on the line. How do you make that pressure? How do you kind of mimic that or copy that, replicate that pressure when you're practicing, right?
Yeah.
Give yourself a go back. Okay, I have to make 10 in a row before I leave. I can't leave until I make 10 in a row. Right. So now you've made 9 in a row, and you've already been there for an hour, and this is the 10th one.
Yep.
You got to make it. You're like, I can't leave. And so you give yourself these little games.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing at the range.
Absolutely.
Like, listen, how do I kind of replicate this pressure? Now, granted, it's a different type of pressure when you're in a life or death situation. I'm not saying it's the same.
Yeah.
But you can say, okay, listen, I gotta hit that bullseye. I gotta hit 10 in a row. Yeah. I gotta hit 10 in a row. Yeah. If I can't, I'm not leaving until I hit 10 in a row. Yeah. Now, granted, I don't know how hard that is to do, but I'm just saying you can give yourself these little,
give yourself those challenges.
Practice it.
Yeah.
You know,
to try to better yourself a little bit with it. And then in terms of like, just for like all like our viewers out there, they got to realize something. Like Fran said earlier, it's our Second Amendment, right? So they can't take that away from us. But what they can do, New York doesn't want us to have guns. But what they could do is they can manipulate the process.
They can make it very painstaking.
So when you think about it, just some odd years ago, the training was only 6 hours. Then they changed it to 8 hours, and now it's 18 hours. And mark my words, I give it a couple years where they're going to say, you know what, you can have a gun, but it's a 36-hour course. Before they actually used to require you to list your social media on your application, they took that off.
You know what I can see coming, and I actually don't mind it. I actually think that it's probably a good thing. Is in order to so you get your license, and maybe they're already doing this. I don't know all of the gun laws, but you get your license. In order to keep your license, you have to log X amount of hours at the range.
I would love that.
You know, I can foresee it coming, and I've actually been like an advocate. Say, okay, you want to own a pistol? Show me that you've logged X amount of hours every quarter.
Yeah.
Or every 6 months.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right? 6 months comes along, you got to submit. This is how much I logged. Yeah. And if you don't cross the threshold, then you start with like a warning, and if you don't cross it again, you lose your license. You got to reapply.
Yeah,
because that forces people to practice with their.
Then it becomes a real expensive hobby.
Even with that being said,
you know that sets this tone. Saying, listen, you want it. This is what you're gonna have to do. This is commitment, right?
Yeah.
I think they should do the same thing with a driver's license. You're telling me that you get a driver's license at 16, 17, 18 years old, and you don't have to take the test again for the rest of your life?
Well, yeah, when you hit 65, you definitely should.
I think that I think when you hit like, okay, I think you get it at 18 or whatever. I think when you hit 50, you got to take it again. Okay, when you hit 60, take it again. Then after you've hit 65, you got to take it every 5 years. Because you're telling me that when you're 70, 75, 80, your eyesight's starting to deteriorate, your reflexes are starting to deteriorate a little bit. Yep. You're telling me that, and some people have taken their test right now, 75 years old.
That's true.
They took a test over 50 years ago. You tell me that the cars haven't gotten faster, the laws haven't changed.
My grandfather is like 82, 83. He still drives. I'm like, how do you drive?
That's what I'm saying.
I just stopped. I just literally, basically, my stepdad and I took the keys away from my 85-year-old grandfather. He's no longer allowed to drive.
Yeah,
he's getting to that
No, he can't, because it's like, dude, it's a liability. He's 85. His eyesight isn't there, and first off, they're like in a daze, you know, and one day we'll all be like that.
No, but I'm saying, listen, you should get 50, okay, then 60, then 65, 70, 75, 80. You have to take it, okay, and then maybe it's like a watered down version, not like the full. Yeah. But you should have to take something. You should at least have to go in. I get it when you get your
do an eye test,
you know, but
something has to happen.
Well, I think you have to do that when you renew your license.
Yeah.
Right? You renew your license, but even then, like, I just got my license. You don't have to renew it for 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
I'm like, you have to do something, okay? Because you got these guys at 85, 90, can barely see the steering wheel, and they're still driving on the highway. That's like when they took their test, their cars weren't going 85, 90, 100 down the highway.
No,
they were having boats for cars.
You know
Those things were solid metal
trucks.
You know, guy was
stainless steel. Right?
Guy was driving a station wagon that goes maybe top speed at 50 miles an hour. Okay,
flooring it right with
that
diesel
sounds
gas.
So to the same. You should have to.
I agree with
some
that.
hours,
100%.
and then maybe take the test again. You have your license for a pistol. You've had it for 25 years. Take it again. Yeah. Show me that you still know, because laws have changed. You know, or it might have gun technology maybe has changed a little bit. Yeah. Or whatever the case may be. Well, show me that you still remember what you.
One thing's for certain though is that like like guns, in a way, it's kind of like tattoos. You know, where like you get one, right? Like we went to the range and like there's a feeling, because like you go to the range and like you're there, like you said, the practice, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're firing like a SIG, you know, P365, and then, you know, I'm like watching like YouTube videos on guns, and I'm like texting him, I'm like, I might buy this, you know, because now you're like, I want to see what this feels like and this feels like. So it does become a bit of an addiction, but like you have to, like Jerry said, you have to make a decision. Why are you getting it? And like when I went to get it, it's like it's purely for protection. Like I might go out and buy another one, but at the end of the day, when it's on me, I'm out and about for the sake if something were to happen.
It's safety.
Yeah, it's safety. Especially like my big thing is like whenever I'm with like my girlfriend, right? Like whenever I'm with Marlene, like I try to have it on me, because the worst thing to happen is to be with your significant other and then have to defend, and it's maybe multiple people, or it's a situation that like you feel handicapped because you don't have it on you. And another thing it really does, we've talked about this, it does calm you down. Like, it really does. And, like, he said this to me. He's, like, just going to give you a heads up. Like, it's going to calm you down, and you might not say the things you once would have said. Meaning, like, you have an altercation with somebody. Usually you might say, like, you know, go fuck yourself or something. You know, like, a little out of pocket, and it might escalate. Where now you're going to keep that calmness, because if it does escalate, and let's say this guy pulls out a knife, and you have a gun, like, listen, at the end of the day, it's like survival of the fittest here. Like, either it's you or me. And sorry, buddy, but I'm going to put a hole in you. You know, like
so, owning a gun definitely should humble you. And if it doesn't, that's when you, whoever that individual is that has that gun, needs to sit down and relax and think about what he's doing. Because like before I had my gun, I was a hothead. Fran knows, my wife knows, right? I was a hothead. I can't do that anymore.
No.
because the guy that's cursing at me with his hands and his feet, right, has no idea where I could take this. I do. And if it goes there, it's because of me.
And that's why you gotta be careful with everything that you do. Like people getting road rage and people getting out of their car. I just seen a video and he was an off-duty cop, and I don't know the situation, but he was like a 33 off-duty cop.
Oh yeah.
You seen this video? This guy, him and this other guy were like kind of like going in at each other.
Yep.
Yeah. And the dude gets out of the gets out of the car, and they said he had a knife or possibly a knife, and lunged in his car, and then the cops went bop 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 and shot him, and I don't know if he got like shot in the shoulder and the chest, but again. Just keep driving, bro. What do you?
See, that's something that reminds me of. So there was a gym that I used to go to, and in the back of the gym they had a self-defense course. Yeah. It was called Impact Self-Defense, and it stood for some acronym. But in the class, the first thing that they would teach, he said, "Listen, before I teach you how to self-defend, how to defend yourself with your hands, how to defend against like a knife, how to defend against with if you have a concealed carry, obviously, or a pistol," he goes. First and foremost, he goes, your only goal is to get home safely. Get out of the situation.
Yes. Diffuse.
Right? He goes, so if somebody comes up to you and it's like, let's say, okay, you don't have anything on you, okay? Obviously, if you have your concealed carry, it's a little bit different situation. He's talking about you have nothing. Mm-hmm. Somebody comes up, has a knife, he says, give me your money. He goes, here, fine, take it. Give me all the money in your pocket, no problem. Here you go. Yeah. Then he goes, best case scenario, they take your money, they walk away. He goes, you're gone.
Yes.
He goes, you're gone. He goes, your only goal is to get home to your wife and kids. Yes. So what? You give him a couple $100, it's in your pocket, he walks away. Fine. Mm-hmm. It costs you $200 to defuse the situation. Yeah. He's like, or if somebody's getting a little escalated, ignore them. If maybe they get bored, they go away. He's like, your main goal is to just defuse and walk away. Fast. Now, if you try that and then it doesn't happen, it doesn't work, and it starts. Then I'll teach you how to defend yourself, and then in this case, like you said, but knowing you have that, you're like, just de-escalate. Like I'm not trying to. Somebody calls you a punk ass bitch. You're right. So, I am. I'm a little bitch. Fine.
Yeah. Like, there's a chapter in our curriculum, right? It's a de-escalation chapter. It tells you how to avoid issues, and it's great because some people need to hear that. I do tell my students, hey, listen. At the end of the day, if you feel wronged, defend yourself. Defend your honor, that by all means. If I'm walking with my wife and somebody says something disrespectful, I'm going to stand up and defend my wife, right? I'm going to say something. There's nothing wrong with getting into an argument with somebody if you think somebody wronged you. Now, if we're arguing and we're disrespecting each other back and forth, and you turn around and you say, if you don't get away from me, I'm going to take this chair and crack it over your head. And you actually grab the chair. Me, as a firearm owner, concealed carry license, right, now have to monitor this entire situation because I know where this could lead. Because what we did was we got into a disagreement, an argument. Now you're threatening to harm me with a weapon, and my weapon is different. So now I got to say, all right, I got to get out of here because he's threatening to harm me. What if he actually does use that? Remember, it's a retreat state. My duty is to leave. Yeah. So you have to, because in court, whether you're justified or not, you're going to go to court, and that's fine. At the end of the day, as long as you're safe and you get home and your family's home safe, that's what's important. But you will go to court, and they're going to take that certificate and put it in front of you and say, no, you signed off that you knew what you were supposed to do, and you're no longer just a regular civilian. You're the state of New York gave you a license to carry a gun on your hip. The only other people doing that is the cops.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you this real quick, because now there's insurance for these types of situations.
Yeah,
I've seen that. So
Fran will take a deep dive into that.
Do you have it?
So I have. Our client offers it. So what does that mean, right? I'll give you kind of I'm giving them a plug. All right. So it's called New York Tax Defense. All right. So basically, it's Governor. I'm going off of this is verbatim from him. All right. This is not from me. So Governor Cuomo got rid of insurance for concealed carry owners because he called it murder insurance. So basically, like, they can get away with using their gun and killing somebody, and now they have, like, an attorney that's able to, defend them. So during COVID, our client, Peter Tillim, started what's called New York Tax Defense. And basically what it is that it's a monthly membership, 3 different tiers, that covers you up to a certain amount of money. I think it's like $250,000, $400,000, and then something from there. But they will cover up to words of that amount of fee if you're in a self-defense situation with a firearm, or if you're a part of it and just get into a self-defense situation in general, they will actually represent you.
Mm-hmm. So it's to cover legal costs.
Yeah, basically. So now, because if you think about it, right? Like Jerry said, we live in a retreat state. New York, it does not want us having guns. They do not want you having a gun. That's why, like, when I went through the process, like, it's paperwork, it's referrals, it's fingerprinting, it's all this shit. And then you got to go and stand in front of a judge. And then you get interviewed. And you're there for like 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what your background is. I've never been arrested. I've never been printed. So I was in there for 3 minutes. A few questions. What was the class like? I was out. But then there's people that, I know you can hit on this with clients that have, misdemeanors or felonies or, fighting or whatever
well, if
it
you
may
have
be.
a felony, you can't get one, right?
Yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, so like there's people that try to get the felony taken off their record. Like there's so many different things because people want to carry, but that insurance is that God forbid something happens and you have to call a lawyer. Yeah. It's expensive. It's really expensive. Yeah. So it's like, listen, if I told you, hey, you pay, $30 a month for protection, most people, if they're smart and you own a firearm, yes, you should have it. It's $30 a month. God forbid something happens. And, chances of something happening, I don't know, like knock on wood, there's not a high chance, but you really never know. And I don't think you should live life in generality with the it will never happen to me. That's when things happen, right? Because it's always like a what if. You should walk around, like, I'll be honest, as I've gotten older, like, I hate being in, like, public places where there's a shit ton of people.
Yeah. Like that brings up a good point. Is one of the other things I was going to mention when we were talking about, you get in a situation, your first and foremost is try to diffuse, just try to get out of there as soon as you can. Just get out. Like, it's not worth the argument, whatever it is. Because quite frankly, I don't really care. Like, you can say whatever the hell you want to say to me. It's not gonna affect me. I really don't care. Okay. The other thing was to try to avoid the situations. Like, I'm not gonna go into a shady bar in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I don't care. I'm not going.
Technically, we shouldn't be walking into a bar with a gun.
Yeah,
well, I know, but I'm saying
that's a good point.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm not gonna go.
It's like an area. Any.
Like, it's the same reason I don't take the train anymore going to the city.
Well, listen,
I don't want to deal with the train. So I'm Uber right to the restaurant. I'm Uber right home.
But that's a good point you make, because like it goes back to like with what is it called, like sensitive locations, right? So like you can't technically bring your conceal to the mall, to a public park, to the movies, places where you would want to have it, but it's like
that's the big issue,
and that's the big issue. Like, thankfully, like, I don't think there've really been like sensitive location arrests, but it's like when you're in these places, I don't know if it's because of just what we watch and what we consume on media, but it's like, if you really think about it, I had this I don't know if we had this convo, but I was having this conversation the other day. It's like, if you think about it, every day you wake up, you walk outside your door, you drive your car, we have blind trust for the human race. Like think about it. You're driving, like we just drove out here to Long Island, and we have to trust that everybody on this road is in at least a decent headspace right now, is not going to go nuts, crash their car, hop out the car and do something. Like, there's so much blind trust, and I get it. It's just like there's no other, you don't want to live with paranoia, but now you're like, I'll never forget when we were in Florida, when we were down for like Marlene's competition a few years ago, and we went to what's that big thing, the walk, the Disney thing, not Disney World or Land, it's the Epcot, right, or whatever it is,
you
right?
Walk around the world thing.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like, like anyone, you could have walked in there with like a bazooka, and I was just like, this is like terrifying.
Dude,
there's so many people.
It's true. That was the Ryder Cup. Believe it or not, I went to the Ryder Cup this past year, and I walked in. I'm like, there was like no security. I just walked right in. So like the security was so minimal. I'm like, there's 100,000 people.
Yeah. So in terms of like these sensitive areas, right? I'm fine with some of them. I'm completely fine. When it says you can't take your firearm to a stadium, I'm good. You want to know why? Because they have armed guards. Because they have cops working. I'm completely fine with that. Museums,
movie theater, though.
Same thing. Movie theater, I don't understand why. Has there been an active shooter in a movie theater? Yes.
There has.
Right? Why
Public park.
Public park. How much crime goes down in Central Park?
Well, you know what?
I mean, I'm sure it's breaking records at this point.
There's also videos, like I've seen some videos of some of the southern states, which is much more relaxed, where a guy goes into a grocery store and he tries to rob the register, and the guy right behind him waiting in line has a concealed carry, and he kind of sees what's going on. He's like, oh, pulls out his own. He said, you might want to drop that. And the kid turns around. He's like, oh, and the kid leaves. Well, and he just like saved
the thing that bothers me is there. All right, now in terms of the process of getting your license, right? It's annoying. It might be a little difficult. I'm actually not fully mad at it. I kind of don't understand why they keep changing the training qualification. But in terms of the paperwork, do a background. If you're going to give somebody a pistol, yes, please do a background.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why they're worried about the law-abiding citizen that's legally requesting a concealed carry license the proper way and saying you can't go here, 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 and here, when anybody that got a gun illegally doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I always
said. How many guns are in Times Square?
Well, see, that's what I always said.
Let's walk around with a metal detector.
Well, that's what I said in the beginning when they were talking about, oh, we got to get rid of guns, ban guns, ban. And I'm like, but you're only taking them away
from the good people.
From the good people that are just trying to protect their family.
Listen,
the criminals if there's a criminal that is thinking about committing one of these crazy crimes, you think they give a shit?
They're gonna get a gun
about the laws of owning a gun?
No, they're gonna get a gun. Look what just happened.
Not for nothing in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Now let's just say that happened in New York. God forbid. I would hope to God somebody around us has a concealed carry that can eliminate this threat as soon as possible and maybe save a couple lives. I think it was like 15, 16 people died that day.
Yeah. And there was a guy that just
just ran down on somebody.
Tackled the guy and just stole his rifle.
Physically terminated the threat. But give civilians a chance to defend themselves. Cops can only do so much. With the amount of crime that's going on in New York, it's insane.
And cops usually play catch-up. They're usually not in the front of a crime happening.
No,
they're playing catch-up.
But it goes to the point, it's like down south, right? Like, listen, I can't speak on statistical data of like how many shootings there are down south where you can openly carry and stuff. But if you think about it, if the four of us were in down south, we all had a gun and we walk somewhere and we see something going down and everyone pulls out a gun, I think the person that's causing the problem is going to stop, you know?
There is a wild stat that I saw. It was like United States is like, and I'm just like paraphrasing here, but like, say like New York State, United States is like the 10th highest in gun violence.
Yeah.
Then if you take away the 5 or 6 states that have the highest gun, like the strictest gun laws, United States falls like to like the bottom of the category.
Yeah.
Because all the major gun crimes come from like
and all of the major they
laws.
happen in, like you said, the states with the highest, the strictest gun laws.
Yeah.
And they happen in the cities with there's like Detroit, Chicago. They happen in all of these cities where they're like defund the police, strict gun laws, right? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to kind of put this stuff together.
But then then everyone wants to say, "Well, take away guns," and you could be like England. Yo, they stab people in England. They're like walking around. They're like I think they're like literally walking around stabbing people.
It's not going to change.
On another note of like some of these places that. Like a movie theater, right? Theater, or the schools, like the elementary schools. I think all schools. Okay.
Yeah. Don't.
Here's the thing. When they say, okay, they put up a sign. This is a gun-free zone. Okay. Let me paint the picture for you. There's this is a person who's thinking about committing an act, a violent act, and they go up and they see there's a school that says gun-free zone, and then they see another school that says armed guards at every entrance. Which do you think is an easier target?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Common sense.
Yeah.
It's common sense, all right?
Sense.
You're not going to go in and rob a bank where every security guard is armed. And now how do you solve this problem? I think that you got a lot of veterans.
I was just going to say that.
Okay.
Yes.
Retired police
officers that are trained with with weapons, with firearms, trained, okay? Make sure that they pass a mental test of they don't have any PTSD or anything like that, okay? And they've got their license, okay? Or maybe they have to reapply, whatever. I don't know what happens after you get out of the Army if you lose your, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's guys that are retired cops or veterans that come home from war that can't get jobs.
Yeah.
You're telling me that if you had a veteran that came home from war, couldn't find a job, and you said, hey, I got a job for you. Armed security, protect every single kid in this elementary school at all costs. You don't think they would take that? Absolutely. And you don't think that would be that would protect the children?
Granted, they passed the background check.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm like, if we protect our president with guns, why can't we protect our children?
Absolutely.
It's just crazy.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. I mean, listen, I'm spitting facts here, okay? Listen,
It's true. I just want to know, sad as it is, how many actual school shootings do we need until we have a president that's going to say something has to be done?
Like, they have metal detectors, but
give it a month and go back to school.
Well, then it's going to go back to the teacher saying, I didn't sign up for that. Because we had a guy, I think you know, Will LaSalle.
Yeah, I know Will.
He did
the movie.
Yeah, he's an independent filmmaker, and he made a movie called The Security Guard, and it's revolved around the school shooting. But it's placed in New York City, and New York City's never had a school shooter. But I asked him that, and he's like, and he goes, the biggest, knock on wood is right. He's like, the biggest thing is teachers would be like, well, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for being a math teacher. I don't want to worry about guns in my schools now.
So that's another thing.
But you're not worrying about guns in your school. You're worrying about. You're telling me you're worried about a trained guard that's protecting.
If you don't want to put a trained guard there, why don't we allow our teachers, our principals that want to freely on their own get a concealed carry license? You should be able to take that to school. I don't know. Maybe my history is bad. Can you tell me one teacher or somebody that was a part of the school system that was a part of a school shooting? Allow them. Yeah. Allow them to go. Somebody needs to protect these kids.
The thing is, though, it's like you're dealing then, like, you're going into I'm not going to get deep into politics here, but like then you're going into the type of state that New York is, and they're going to argue, well, if the kids know, and there's so many arguments they can make, but I really do have to agree with the fact that there's so many retired police officers, veterans, things like that have the ability to take on this job. And the schools, not all schools, but like these massive universities, like Brown, look at Brown, right? Their endowment is insane. Like the amount of money that they get from alum, that they can hire guards. And first off, here's the craziest part. The students don't even have to know they're there. Like, they can hire, like, all right, let's put things in perspective, okay? I went to Assumption College, which is now Assumption University. Our actual security was state police with AR rifles. Like,
really?
That we had legitimate police on our campus to, make sure everything went well and there was no problems and things like that. But it's like, you're telling me these other universities and other schools can't do that? To me, it's BS because, listen, like you said, I don't sign up for this. But, like, imagine going where these people are all concealed, but let's say there's 10,000, like Penn State, there's a lot of kids. But imagine if they're like, all right, we need to hire 3,000 armed guards. They got the money to do it. Have them walk around like the student body and dress like kids. No one's going to even know. No one's going to know.
So here's a
fun fact for you.
I pulled up the numbers. I pulled up the numbers because I'm like, I'm curious. So I said, how many schools are in America? Schools. It said the number of schools as of 2025 varies slightly by source, but estimates place the total around 115,000 to 133,000 institutions.
That's from like pre-K to college?
It says including roughly 100,000 public schools and over 25,000 private schools covering all levels from pre-K to high school. Okay. So 133,000 schools.
Just to high school.
Okay, that's pre-K to high school.
Okay.
133,000.
Doesn't even count the colleges.
Okay, that's about 100,000 public and 30,000
private.
Mm-hmm. Private. So then I said, how many veterans are in America? It says there are approximately 16 to 17 million military veterans in the United States, representing about 6 to 7% of the adult population. Okay, so now I said, okay, so there's plenty of veterans. Now, granted, there's
some are old.
16 million. Yeah. Some of them are old. So let's do this one. How many veterans are in America?
But just think about like the rural areas.
Under the age of
50.
50.
But like you think about the rural areas, right, where the job market isn't a lot. Like there's no you go to like South Carolina and it's these new towns and there's a Walmart 10 miles away. But then there's schools everywhere.
Yeah.
And then these people can get jobs within their areas for the schools that are veterans or retired, law enforcement, and there you go. There's more jobs.
So here you go, right? So it says around 28% of U.S. veterans are under 50, which recent data shows about 4.5 million veterans. So it's 4.5 million veterans that are under 50. 133,000 schools. Okay, so there's plenty of veterans.
So do the math. So do 4.5 million divided by 133,000.
Oh, it's plenty. That you can do like 10 a school.
Yeah.
If you do 133,000, if you do 10 guys per school, that's 1.3 million. Okay, 133,000 times 10, 1.3 million. But I said,
wouldn't even need 10.
no. What I'm saying now, here's the other
thing.
Yeah.
So here's the other number. Here's the number. I said you don't even need 10. If you put 2 guys, okay, so that means you have 133,000 schools, 2 guys per school. You got 4.5 million that are under 50.
Yep.
Now, granted, let's say 25% of those guys are able-bodied. Maybe 75% have like maybe whatever the case may be, right? So you got 25%. So that's 1 million guys. You got 1 million guys. You only need 2 per school. 133,000 times 2 is 266,000 guys. Okay, if you were to give each guy a $50,000 salary, right? That's not a lot. It's not a lot. That's
weekends off, summer off.
Right. That's a very very minimal salary. 50,000. Okay, but if you got some guys that are retired that are like, I just
pension, $50,000
exactly.
extra. How do you doing?
Dude,
so the number came out 266,000 times 50,000 is $13.3 billion. Okay, $13.3 billion. You're telling me that we have $1 trillion package that we're sending billions overseas, but you can't take $10 billion, and you're telling me that if somebody proposed a plan and say, listen, I need $10 billion to put 2 armed guards at every single school, pre-K to high school in America. And where are you going to get those people? I got 4.5 million veterans that are looking for work that are under the age of 50.
And that doesn't even talk about retired police officers.
That's veterans. That's not retired police officers.
Yeah.
It's just veterans. And you're telling me veterans are looking for jobs, and they got paid shit while they're in the military. Now they're looking for something to do. You're telling me that and they're already trained with firearms.
Yep.
They're already trained in combat situations, in high adrenaline level situations.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me that nobody's going to approve that $10 billion?
We are about to go down a conspiracy route.
Should I just run for freaking president? Like,
you might have.
You got my vote.
It's a great
am
fucking
I
plan.
am I stupid for thinking that?
No.
I feel like that's a very
But this is a conversation that comes up all the time, and the thing is, though, it's like the conversation doesn't get pushed enough, because it's like you said before, how many people have to die?
Yeah.
How many people have to get injured? Especially, like, listen, it doesn't matter if you're a 50-year-old teacher's aide who dies or a young kid. One death is too many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, at what point?
But this is becoming like a thing now, these school shootings. It's just like, as sad as it is to say, you could just bet on it next year you're gonna have another one. Like, it's just like it's way too familiar,
100%.
and it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what the numbers are at this point. How many school shootings within the past 5 years?
Well, I mean, like when was it? Columbine. When Columbine happened, that was like
that
shock
was like
around the world.
Pop
right?
the bottle for that.
I'm taking it one step further. I'm taking it one step further on my plan here.
He got numbers on that thing.
Taking it one step further. Okay?
He's an engineer. He's a numbers guy.
Listen to this. My next question to Google is, how many adults are in America? How many adults? Okay. 267 million adults. Okay. So
I'm one of those.
So let's say it's $14 billion is what you need annually. Okay. And we're going to divide it. It said 267, but now remember, 4 million are veterans that we're going to exclude. So now I'm going to say 263 million adults that are not veterans, right? So now it's 263 million, okay? If you told every American, here's my plan. Say, okay, where are you going to come up with this $14 billion? If I said I'm going to tax
I see what you're doing.
the American people
I knew that was coming.
$50 a year.
Each adult.
Each American, each adult in America is going to pay $50 a year to cover the cost of paying the armed security guards, all the kids. $50 a year. You tell me that they wouldn't agree to that? They're already paying thousands of taxes. Okay, you're gonna pay
another 50.
You're gonna pay five.
Right.
You're gonna pay $5 a month. Just add it to the taxes.
Yeah.
That's literally nothing, and that covers the $14 billion that you need to pay 2 people at every single school.
So you know what's crazy? Right, just to put things in
I should
perspective.
put this on paper and send it to Trump.
Hold on, wait a second.
Wait a second. Record it. So we're
gonna tag him in this video right here.
Yeah.
Good old Donnie.
But wait.
Listen up.
But wait, so listen to this. This actually plays into it. So I can't remember this guy's name off the top of my head. He's something Paul on social media. He always talks about like health and like the importance of, you know, good nutrition, exercise, things like that, right? Like what to buy at the grocery store. So this is the power of like social media, since we are on a podcast and it's going to go on social media. He put up a story talking about how airports, and this all tie in, that airports are one of the most, like one of the places where people are sitting around the most. There's no movement. Like you're sitting down, you're getting up, getting in a plane, sitting down, getting up. There's a lot of sitting and waiting. So he actually put on his story that airports need an area or a gym in the airport for people to go and get exercise when there's layovers or they're waiting, delays, things like that, whatever it may be, even treadmills. So wait, he puts on the story the daughter of someone that's very influential follows him and sees it, and she goes, "Dad, I need you to see this." The dad sees it, he loves it, calls RFK, and within a day they have a meeting at an airport where they are to actually put together.
Hey, Donnie Boy, call me up.
Yeah, they're putting together a $10 billion grant for airports to apply for, that they will build out build a gym in the airport.
That's crazy.
But that's just from a story on social, and you never know who's watching. So yes, to your point, you could clip this, put this up, and tag senators, congressmen, local, everyone, and put it out there. And all it takes, listen, this is the craziest part.
Thanks for that one listen.
Listen, one listen, but all it takes is one person, meaning like one, like it takes like one senator. Did they go out?
No, you're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
Just keep going.
So,
Keep going.
We need the message sent over.
We'll fix it later. Let's fix it later. He's on a roll.
So to the point is that you can legitimately put this out there, tag somebody, and someone could see it and put together a bill. Yeah. Isn't that wild? Just from this, someone could put together a bill and write it to.
Go back. Just roll with this one.
And could write it. And could write a bill and send it to Congress.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, I've definitely said that whole idea. I've definitely said it before on the show.
You kind of put it together too well, though, right now.
And listen, I'm a numbers guy, okay? And I get it. There's probably a whole lot more that goes into it. I totally understand. But I'm thinking of just like strictly off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his. I just did.
Is it the connection or is the motherfucking microphone?
You know what? It might be that. It might be that cable.
It might be the cable, only because you went off. When,
it was like it was. You were going in and out.
Cable.
It might be the cable. You want me to just swap out the cable real quick?
You have a cable. Yeah, you have it.
I do have a cable.
All right,
I'll finish this and then we'll take a pause and I'll swap it out. But
after you finish, then I want to hear about Jerry's background.
Yeah.
We'll
take a quick.
You want the Rikers Island story?
We'll take a quick. We'll take a quick break and we'll fix it. We'll take a quick break. But I've definitely said this idea before, and like I said, I'm not naive to say that. I understand that there's a lot more that goes into it's not as that simple. There's probably a lot more, but just whenever you're thinking about an idea, you kind of have to run the sanity check, the sniff test. Does it pass the smell test? You know what I'm saying? Like you get something out of the fridge. Am I going to eat this? Does it pass the smell test? All right. That's my.
It's a great way to put it.
Right. That's my.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
So that's the smell test is.
I'm back.
We've got. Okay, first and foremost, how many schools do you have? How many do you need per? Okay, we'll need this. Do we have the sample size to get this? Yes, we do. Where do we get the funds from? Okay, well, we're already taxing America quite a bit, but some people don't even know where their freaking taxes go.
I want to see what their rebuttal would be.
Yeah,
but that's my point. Is when I say these things, I say these things, and I go
gun violence.
There's always a bill. There's always a bill, right? There's always a bill that comes by, and there's yays or nays, right? But I'm sitting there. Who's gonna say no to that? You're protecting the children.
That's what pisses me off, though.
You're solving two problems. One, you're protecting the children. Okay, there's school shootings. How do you protect them? Let's put armed guards to protect them because people are not. You have what's your easier target? A gun-free zone or one that's heavily armed? Okay, protecting the children, And then you have a lot of veterans that are being treated very poorly that can't find jobs, and you're giving them jobs.
Yep,
I just truly think that the people that are in power and the political power just don't care.
I'm going to be honest.
Care.
You said something that when Fran said, I would love to hear the rebuttal, and you said gun violence. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Oh, why is this happening? Oh, because of the guns. We have too many guns out there. No, you have too many guns in the wrong hands.
Yes.
That's the problem.
The gun.
I don't think they care. I don't think
they
guys in Chicago,
care.
Detroit, the city. They don't. They talk about we care. Gun this.
Okay.
Gun.
Dude,
let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. Care.
Has a gun ever killed somebody without a shooter behind it? Has the gun ever just shot itself?
No.
Unless you're watching that movie, Shooter.
All right, you can say the same thing with car. You say the same thing with car accidents. Okay, when there's a car accident, do you blame the car or do you blame the person that's driving
it's a Tesla.
You blame the person.
Right?
It's true. No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Somebody gets fat and has diabetes because he's eating too much sugar. Do you blame the disease? Do you blame the food? Or do you blame the person that's eating the food?
People create pipe bombs and plant pipe bombs. How many issues we had with that? What are you going to do? It's not about the guns, man.
Right?
It's about the guy behind the gun.
Yeah.
You're 400 pounds overweight.
There's a shirt. Guns don't kill people.
Yes,
I kill
we're
people.
in America. Let's arm the law-abiding citizens, real Americans, to actually defend themselves in this country.
Right.
You could say that for everything,
they
right?
don't give us that.
My point, you're 400 pounds. It's not the food's fault that you're 400 pounds. It's because you can't put down the effing cookies. That's why you're 400 pounds.
Yeah.
But that's the idea. We're like, we need to ban guns. Okay, well, now people are 400 pounds. You got to ban food.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to cure obesity.
Remember in New York, there was a
French fries gone.
In New York, the sugar tax, right? The soda tax.
Wait. How about during COVID? If you get your shot, we're gonna give you free burgers and fries.
Oh my God!
De Blasio. Listen,
this great burger. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
This is my first podcast, so I don't want to say too much. But De Blasio, him and Rikers Island don't mix well.
Well, you were a correctional officer formerly, correct?
Yes.
Working in Rikers Island, obviously.
Yeah,
so
I worked at Rikers.
So how long were you a correctional officer for?
For about 7 years I hit before I vested out and just left.
So it was like Rikers Island, is it the spot to be, or is it like the spot you don't want to be?
Is it vacation?
Definitely not the spot to be.
Yeah.
So some people ask me
in Rikers Island.
What is Rikers Island? People that watch.
So Rikers technically, some people get confused.
From New York, they have no clue.
Some people get confused. Rikers is not a prison. It's just a detention center. It's where we detain individuals that are on trial. Once you get sentenced, you can go up. Like, you might know somebody that's been on Rikers for 5 years because he could have got arrested once with 12 felony charges. So he's fighting all of these charges. You could get people coming back from up top, and they're coming to Rikers Island because they want to appeal. So
it's like the holding house.
Yeah. Yes. But what Rikers is for New York City, all right, everybody knows going to high school, the drama, everybody hears about it, all the bullshit that goes along with high school. Rikers is the high school of New York City in the 5 boroughs. And all the bullshit runs through Rikers.
You got some bullshit then.
Yeah, man. It's just when
you know some shit, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel bad for the correction officers that are still there, dude. And a lot of them are still
5 years. You said
about 7 years before I actually officially left out. Rikers.
How do you get into that gig?
I was always into law enforcement, criminal
guns.
justice.
So were you
man.
Were you a police officer?
Nah, man.
No.
And you want to know what's crazy? It was
you take the correctional test.
I took the correction exam and the police exam, and corrections got back to me ASAP. And now I know why. Because they'll take anybody.
They're like, nobody wants to be here. Come on in.
So they got back to me. I started Rikers. I got within a great unit. I used to work the yard, the recreation area, which obviously isn't a cakewalk. If something were to go down in Rikers, it happens in the yard. Why? Because everybody's numbers are up. But when NYPD reached back out to me, I was so in motion and locked into Rikers because I loved what we had going on that I was like, no, I'm good here. I'm going to rock out 20 years, 22 years, whatever it is, retire here. Once COVID hit, and even right before COVID, we started dealing with so much BS, dude.
Jeez.
Correction officers.
When did you leave there?
It was like, it was within COVID time. I would say like
COVID.
2019, 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, when you left Rikers?
Yeah, was it around there?
No, it's got to be later because you left. You were still working there when I started dating Marlene. So it's got to be like 2020 or 2021.
Around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But, yeah, I kind of liked it, man. I loved it. We had a great team. But, you know, the yard team, I had them. But it's like, now, dude, with Rikers, it was really a make or break you. If you were there on a bullshit parole violation, you weren't really about it, you shut the fuck up and you sat in the corner.
Yeah.
And if you were there for some real shit, everybody knew who it was. And when something went down, it went down for a reason. The way the city molded Rikers within the fucking 7 years I was there, now you got the guys that are in there for a double homicide on some real shit, quiet. They don't give a shit about anybody. And you got these little parole violators that are running amok. Like, the inmates are really running that shit in there. And as sad as it is, and to be blunt, 9 out of 10 correction officers that left Rikers Island before retirement, they left not because of inmates. They left because of fucking administration, dude. You can't do anything in there. You can't defend yourself. You can't do anything. And when I tell you it's a jungle, man, it's a jungle. Like, somebody gets stabbed, something has to happen, right? You know, do a search in the building. Let's collect these weapons. Obviously, there's weapons out there. Let's do something. Right now, you don't really got that. And
it's kind of like the
there's probably going to be a bunch of lashback about it, or they might not like what I say, but these correction officer safeties, man, like, a lot of my buddies are still in there. So, and I know it's rough, so it is what it is. It's sad. Maybe the city is not doing what they need to do by Rikers, and it's not Rikers itself, but something got to change over there. And
that speaks for the city in general.
Rikers actually humbled me more than anything in this world.
Yeah, why is that?
Because, like I said, I was so quick to react before Rikers, but let's say me and you bump heads, and you're quick to react. Okay, how do you know? How do you know my level of where I'm going to take it? Okay, today we get into a fight. Tomorrow, you lose the fight, you and your buddies jump me, right? What if I came back and I go, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to shoot him? How do you know the next guy's level and where he's willing to take this?
Yeah.
So think twice before you actually pick a fight, because you might be fine with fighting. He's quick to go to guns.
So
just take it
like,
easy.
You ever see the Sebastian Maniscalco skit where he talks about? He's like, yo, listen, I'm from the '80s. You know, I grew up in the '80s. Like, back in the day, you get bump heads with somebody. You know, you throw them hands. You throw hands. Worst case, you might end up with a black guy.
Yeah.
He's like, nowadays with this MMA, you know, you don't know. Guy comes out, he starts slapping his knees. You know, next thing you know, he's got you in his legs wrapped around you, like, you know, he got you in a choke.
No, you're not wrong.
Dude,
He goes, I got in an argument with a guy, you know, I went to pull into a parking spot and he cut me off, right? And I said, I get out the car. This guy slaps his knee, says, come on. I'm like, that's it. I'm out.
But dude,
you know, I got hands. He goes, that's about it. You know?
Nothing. Even then, the relationship with officers and inmates, dude, they used to love us. We'd bullshit and chop it up, joke around with them all the time. It was cool. We had a great rapport. But, like, the way they molded that shit, dude, now it's just like...
Molding it mean like in a negative way.
Yeah. What they thought was right destroyed Rikers.
There's no authority.
Now it's like inmate, officer. Before, it would be like, good morning, Officer Sage. You know, I'd say good morning to this individual. That was it. Now it's like two sides. Before, it was always two sides, of course, obviously.
Division.
Yeah.
But we had a rapport. Like, all right, I know you're in here. I don't give a fuck. It has nothing to do with me. I'm doing a job. You got arrested for whatever it is. And that's it. You know, we got to see each other every day.
So does what happens as NYPD, you know, like whatever administration comes in as mayor or president, they change things up in New York City. Does that follow correctional?
Yeah, that changes things. Like there's moments where they take away punitive seg, right? They take away the box from inmates, which means, you know, you get caught because you stabbed somebody, you cut somebody, whatever it may be, you seriously assaulted an officer. That's it. You're going to be in an area by yourself. You're going to go to the yard for 1 hour by yourself. You have to be by yourself because you're obviously a violent individual, and they took that away.
Wow.
So it's like when you take something like that away, dude, if you went to Rikers Island right now, you'd shit bricks. So would I.
Yeah.
As an inmate, and I worked there 7 fucking years. But if I go in as an inmate, I'm shitting bricks.
You ever see Shawshank Redemption?
Exactly. Yeah. But let me tell you something.
That'd be me.
These dudes have been in and out of Rikers so long. It's just like when you go home. You got the summers off from school, and you go back to school in September. That's all it is to them.
What was Jadakiss say? Jadakiss says something like, "Yeah, I know guys that go back to jail to get their teeth, their teeth
no
fixed
niggas
or
that
something
go to
like."
jail just to get their teeth fixed.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's
Bang him
wild.
in the yard and go back on the early go back. I didn't understand what that was when Jadakiss said it until I worked at Rikers.
So what does that mean?
So bang him in the yard and go back on the early go back, which means we would work the yard. And let's just say it could be cold, it could be hot, fucking 95 degrees outside. Yard is an hour. At like a half hour, we'll scream early go back. Does anybody want to go back a little earlier? You know, we could reduce the numbers here. It's actually a safety thing. And we'll do that. But bang him in the yard is I'll stab somebody in the yard and ask for the early go back. And once I worked at Rikers and we would scream early go back, I go, that's what the fuck he meant. I was like, nah, I got it.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. I can't imagine. I cannot ever
Yeah, you
imagine.
see some shit in there. I swear it's an experience I'll never forget. You definitely see some
Well,
shit.
you're dealing with people that are coming from, places of survival,
Yeah.
and like they just doing what they have to do to get by and get caught, or they make stupid decisions but that no one, you don't want to go to prison.
The experience of Rikers was something that molded me great, and I learned a lot. But honestly, my experience of the brotherhood within the officers over there, that was because we're all we got. We don't walk around the jails with guns. We got pepper spray in our hands and feet, dude.
Yeah,
that's
That's
crazy.
yeah.
That's honestly crazy.
And we're
Is there a physical requirement? Like, there's no physical requirement for cops, but is there a physical requirement for correctional officers?
What do you mean?
Remember that, because I want to talk.
What do you mean? When you go to the academy, you got to do your agility.
Yeah, well,
and all
sometimes
that
you
stuff.
see these cops that are obese. And
Yeah,
you're
they weren't.
What do you think
They got
about
like
that?
that on the job.
I know, but okay,
Yeah.
all right. So hold on a second.
I know state troopers, you have to be in shape, though.
So hold
Yeah,
on a
they don't
second.
fuck
So
around,
hold on a
state
second. Let's talk about that, okay? Because it's just like I talked about with the license, right? Your driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a good
You
combo.
take a test, okay, and then now 50 years go by, and you still haven't taken a test. You have no, but your eyesight might be bad, your reflexes might be bad, some of the laws might. I think that if you're going to be protecting the public, the safety of the public,
You're technically the first line of defense.
you should be in good shape, not a 400-pound fat ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Now
true.
you are required when you take the test
Mm-hmm.
to meet certain physical standards, just like when you go in the Army. You're required to meet, and I'm going to talk about this as well. You're required to meet certain physical standards.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that go away once you're in?
Well, to that point, the reason why is because they need cops. And the thing is, though, if they, and this is just my thought, police officers are a position in a job that is needed, right? Not as many people want to be cops anymore. So for them to get cops, one, you have benefits, there's pay, there's overtime. You only have to work 20 years. You retire at fucking 42. Then you have your pension. So they give you incentives to become a police officer. But to that point, 100%. Listen, a police officer, in my opinion, I'm not a cop. I have friends that are cops. The academy should be, and I from my understanding, it's high intense all the time. It should put you in situations that are so high anxiety that if you do get into a situation outside the academy, you know how to control.
The academy is like that, but the problem is after the academy.
I'm saying it should be. I don't is
I had to get pepper sprayed and go through a whole obstacle.
No, I get that, but I'm saying
crazy.
I almost look at it if you're in the academy, you should be going through what our Marines are going through. Yeah. Because if you think about it, you have to think about these stories, right? You have stories of NYPD officers. Think about recently, a few years ago, what was that 22-year-old kid becomes an NYPD officer? He didn't really know how to handle a situation. He didn't take the gun from the actual suspect, and he got blasted through the door and died. So it's if you think about it, and listen, we might get ridicule on this, but it's if you are defending people,
this episode's gonna smoke us.
Yeah, but if you're defending people though, you should be put in constant high anxiety situations so that you know how to handle and de-escalate the situation. The reason why, this is my opinion, police officers have authority is because they have guns. If you remove guns from them, they are normal individuals. You guys probably know cops that can't fight out of a paper bag. Okay? They can't fight their way out of a paper bag. But you give someone a gun, now they have authority and they have some type of, there's fear because, they have a gun, they can protect me.
Yeah.
But it's like that training should continue over and over and over. And the academy should be super intense. Like, bro, some of these cops don't, like.
This mic is annoying as fuck.
I don't know what the fuck just happened. Hold on.
Fucking.
But hold on, real quick. Just to think about it in terms of what you're saying, cops, even like correction officers, when they have their pistol, they have to go back yearly to qualify for their pistol, or else it's taken away.
Well, that's okay. So
why is it just the pistol and not the physical? Is what we're trying to shine light on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be the court. I'll change the court out. But the other thing is with the army to go in the armed forces. Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is still true. Okay, this might be outdated data. But they actually lowered the requirement in order to pass the physical exam.
In what?
In the Army for women. Okay, so you know how you used to have to do X amount of pull-ups?
Yeah.
Now they do a dead hang. So you don't have to do pull-ups anymore. It's just a dead hang. Like if you're a female. Like the standard, because people weren't passing it, they said, let's lower the standard so that more people pass it. No. Instead of lowering the standard, why don't we build people up to pass the standard?
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you, if you're in the army, if you're in the battle, you're at war, okay, and you can't even pull your own body weight up, how the hell are you going to pick somebody up, a 180-pound man, 200-pound man, and you're a 145-pound female? How are you carrying him off the field? If you can't even lift your own body weight,
they're molding it.
Now listen,
I'm
I'm not shooting down women. Like if you want to, I'm not shooting down women. I'm just saying, biologically, men are stronger than women. There is a standard. If you want to fight in the military, you should have to be so strong.
So, but like to the point that we were saying before, like with state troopers have to maintain a certain physique.
State troopers don't
at all times. Like think about it. If you ever get pulled over by a state trooper, like none of them are in bad shape.
Yeah,
they're always like fit or strong. And they have a demeanor. Why is that not the standard of police across everywhere?
And that's my point too. Is with the Army. Why don't you want the most physically fit human beings in the Army?
Yeah,
you should be able to run a mile in X amount, run numerous miles. You should be able to do X amount of push-ups, X amount of squats, X amount of pull-ups. You should be able to pick somebody up off the ground.
I also think there is just not enough bodies anymore.
I think it's 100% right.
There's just not enough body, or there's not amount wanting bodies like it used to be.
But nobody wants to be a cop anymore.
But then now you run the thing of like, okay, now we're watering down our military just because we don't have enough bodies. And it's like, I get it. Do you need more numbers? But it's like more numbers, less physical. Or more physical, less numbers.
Then look, you're getting into the conversation of the current climate and the temperature of the United States in general, and the way that people are raised and how they're acting. Like I said,
have you ever seen gym class in like 1950 and 60s? You see those videos?
Yeah, it's like intense.
Dude, and everybody's in shape.
Yeah, but
gym class. You know what gym class is now?
Oh, bro, it's a joke. It's a joke.
An absolute
but
joke.
I said to you, it's like this is literally what like Andy Frisella talks about on his podcast. He talks about like the basically the demasculation of of the United States because of the fact that like, look, at the end of the day, like being a man, it's not like you can show emotion, but there is something that comes with it when you are born a male and you are raised a male, that which you are, and you have a like almost an obligation to be able to deal with situations that women can't deal with. And there are women that are just fucking badass and that can handle those situations. Yeah. But it's like to your point, like people don't want these jobs anymore. They don't want to go. Like, think about it, bro. Back in the day when our grandparents and parents were, growing up, they probably have a lot of people that decided to go to the military. How many guys do you actually know, if you think about it, have gone off to the military?
How many guys have snuck into the military 15, 14 years old just to go in? No one's fucking doing that anymore.
No, I have one friend out of all the friends. Like, I have a few that became Marines, but, like, one of my best friends went to the Navy. It was unheard of. It used to be more prominent and more people used to go because it's like, yo, I go, I become something, I get this, I get that. It's like there was, like, this excellence to it that now it's like, bro, the military runs more ads than anyone else because they need people.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
I think the saddest part is being a cop back then was such a honorable position and employment, and it came along with so much respect, which everybody had for law enforcement, and for criminals they had fear, which is what you want. I want my neighborhood fucking crook to be scared of my neighborhood cop.
That's how it should be.
That no longer exists. That's why, like, I got so much love and respect and honor for, like, our active law enforcement.
100%.
It is the worst time to be a cop, and it is the best time to be a crook.
Every interaction is your phone. Every cop interaction, someone has their phone out. No matter what, they're getting pulled over for
fucking lights,
speeding.
Cameras, and actions out there.
You can't do your job.
It's a movie.
You can't do your job, and that's why, like,
ridiculous.
But, like, to that point, it's just like anyone that is in law enforcement right now. I think this whole table, you have all our respect. I think you should have everyone's respect
100%.
because, yo, it is a hard ass job.
Yeah,
but there should be, continuously educating and getting better at your job because, like, you know what, I think about it. You pull somebody over, they have tinted windows, you come up to the window, you don't know who that person is, anything can happen. That's scary. I don't care if you've pulled over 1,000 people. Every single time you do it, I know for a fact that police officer or police officers who are getting out of their car, their adrenaline is through the roof and their fucking heart is in their ass because they don't know what they're getting.
They're trained to observe every situation at the highest level and then bring it down.
Yeah.
Right?
I just got pulled over a couple weeks ago. Right? He come home from a wedding in Jersey.
Like expect the worst.
Yeah.
And then.
So exactly that point. So I got pulled over at 1:30 in the morning. Home from Jersey from a wedding. What happened was Jersey is always twists and turns.
Yeah.
I was going down.
What happened
was. Luckily, thank God I wasn't drinking. But I was going down the wrong roundabout and I swerved back over and I didn't signal whatever, so the state trooper pulled me over. So my sister-in-law and my wife were all nervous, whatever. I said, it's okay. So again, it's 1:30 in the night. So what did I do? Because I learned this because I have family in law enforcement and friends. I turned all my lights on. I put my keys. I directly stuck my keys out like this and I put them on the top of my car. My wife's like, what are you doing? I was like, this is just a signal to let the cop know, like, I'm here to stay. Everything's all right. I turn all the lights on. I was in and out. He's like, let me just check your insurance registration. You're good to go. You're off. It was like 5 minutes.
Well, because you're
out.
But that's a great thing, and I think more and more people need to be taught that like when you get pulled over by a police officer, your job and your duty as that person that got pulled over is make that cop feel safe.
100%.
Because if they don't,
stick both of your hands. You can stick both of your hands out, like right here, out the window.
I even teach this in my class because I have to teach somebody what to do when encountering with a law enforcement officer, right? And I tell them all the time, I've never in my life seen somebody get pulled over, look at the cop and go, what the fuck are you pulling me over for? And it actually work in their defense.
Yes. Just be respectful.
Even if he's having a bad day and that officer's being an asshole to you, deal with it.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, because what's the worst
roll
thing?
Down all your windows and I don't want to hear the excuse. It's fucking pouring outside. Well, the cop is standing outside. You think he gives a shit? And cops are more nervous now doing their job than ever before because they're getting shot more than gang members.
Yeah.
So
it's like just
do
be
what you
respectful.
gotta do to make his life a little easier.
Just be respectful,
and that little bit of comfort is gonna go a long way.
And what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Okay, maybe he gives you a ticket, and let's say
you're gonna get it regardless.
Let's say you didn't do nothing wrong. Say you didn't do nothing wrong, right? And he's gonna give you a ticket. Okay, so then you go into court, and like, hey, listen, I didn't do anything. Like, try to fight it in court. Okay, what's he gonna give you? A speeding ticket or whatever? Or you say, you know what? Maybe you were speeding, and he's having a bad. Maybe you were only going. Let's say it's 55. And you were going like 70. And usually, like, in New York, you can go 68 and be fine. Let's say he's having a bad day, gives you a ticket. What, are you going to be pissed? You were speeding. Yeah. You were going 15 over.
Like, you can't be fucking wrong about it.
Technically, if it's 55 and you're going 60, you're speeding.
It just
but
it never goes any
just
way.
Be respectful, you'll be fine.
What the fuck is this?
I was trying to look. By the way,
they always try to defend themselves like it's going to fucking work.
By the way, I was trying to look up what the physical fitness test was, because I remember when I was in school, there was a physical fitness test, and you took it every year. And there was a presidential, right? When you bragged about it when you got presidential in the physical fitness test, right?
Yeah, I remember
It's brag about it all the time.
elementary school.
And it was you had to run the mile, you had to do the V sit and stretch, you had to do the pull-ups, you had to do the push-ups, the crunches, how many you can do.
Jump rope, I think was one of them.
And then they kind of did away with it. But as I was looking it up, and I didn't know this, apparently Trump put it back, reinforced it back in like July of this year.
RFK.
Saying we're redoing, and yes, it's my part of RFK. They're bringing it back. You have to. This is the requirement.
I remember in 5th grade specifically, I got like a red badge. It was like
Yes.
an eagle and American flag because
Presidential.
some kind of physical, and I was so pumped. I was like, and it was like one below like the best one. I was like, damn, 6th grade, I gotta go.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing now is they were saying it's the same thing with the armies. They're like, oh, you know what? Not many kids are passing it. Let's lower the standard. No. The standard is where it is. Build people up. If you're a fat ass and you can't do pull-ups, you got to get in shape to do some pull-ups.
No kid should be fat.
Okay?
True.
Listen,
True. Against the law.
No kid is. I'm sorry. You could listen. You don't like it. It's the truth. No kid's born fat. You eat your way into fatness. Okay? It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's 100% the truth.
Can't argue that.
If you don't like it, tough. Okay?
Yeah.
You may not like it, but it's the truth.
Now, Jerry's
Jerry's
got something he wants to.
The reason why you're fat is because you eat too much shit and you don't work out.
He's fucking passionate.
Wait, what
get it,
movie?
Justin.
What
We
movie
get
it's
it.
from? What movie? Horrible Bosses. When that guy became the owner after his dad died, he goes, "Listen, stage
Colin
one,
Farrell.
we're gonna trim the fat around here. We're gonna fire all the fat people."
Yeah, Colin Farrell, the cokehead.
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that was
cokehead.
great. So I came here, my first podcast. Definitely my first time on the show. So I came here bearing gifts. It is the Christmas season of giving. So
let's go.
this
We like this.
This is the first style of something that I've seen. And I customized it for you guys to show a little love. It's a cigar tray.
Yo!
That is with 2 lighters, right? And it's actually has that J is concealed carry logo embedded into the tray, and it's kind of cool, man. You just put your cigars on the spokes.
Bro, I've never seen something like that.
My boy
before.
Rodney and Sons, man, he's great when it comes to engraving.
That is sick.
He killed it, dude.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yo, and look at these.
You got to take it out of the box. Yeah, I'm gonna take this thing out of the box for you guys. Yeah,
That's dope.
So we
Dope. Let me see that thing.
Yo, that is so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate
so I was
this.
like, you know,
I don't know whether to use that or put it on the wall.
I kind of want to put it on, put it on the wall. Take something old and put it up on the new one.
Wow, dude, look
this
at
is a great piece right here.
Yo, this has got some.
Dude.
This is a weapon.
And it's a Zyc, and so people who are listening, it's a Zycar
Look at that.
ashtray
And
with the
it's-
Spreewells on it.
It's a spinner.
Rims.
It's a spinner,
and you
dude.
got
Put
that
your cigar
concealed
on.
carry on it
Look
too,
at that.
man. That's it.
That thing is dope.
Yeah,
Let me see it.
I'm telling you, my boy
This
Rodney and
is
Sons,
sick.
man, when he does engravings, it's freaking mint.
Damn, this is sweet. And it's not even on the back too. Wow.
Yeah, it's on the back as well. Yeah. Very
out.
detailed in that work.
Shout out to Rodney and Sons. This is
Yeah.
and it's Zycar. Zycar is a
Well, I saw it. I saw the
Zyc.
Zyc. I saw the name. I was like, yeah, that's kind of.
I like the
Yeah.
Spreewell.
Yeah, I
action
like
here.
I've never
Hold on.
seen a
Hold on,
cigar
ready?
tray
Ready?
like
Ready?
that, and I was like, fuck that.
I have never seen we've seen a million different accessories.
Are these?
I've never seen.
I think this one is.
That one might be. We actually. Put
Well,
this
you know
one.
what we'll have to do too is
of
so
them got gas
Eric,
in
let
it.
me see this one. So what we'll do
You can swap them.
is you swap these out. So I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
Oh, there we go. We got life in this.
So have you seen these?
What?
So they make inserts that are torches
Oh, shit.
because you're
That's
not
nice.
you're not supposed to light your
Yeah.
cigar with lighter fluid
Yeah.
because it gives it all flavor. So they have torch inserts. So you could take
Oh,
these
that's
out.
fucking dope.
That's really fucking
And,
cool.
well, this one you
That
have
is
to
a
get the one that
huge-
doesn't
yeah,
have the
yeah, that
metal
works
because
with it.
this came with it. But they make one that's all plastic. It slides in here, and then you have a torch.
Different case.
You have a torch.
That's
insert.
dope. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah,
That's
so you
amazing.
can. The one that we had, this came together, right? So it's, but they make ones that are all like that fit inside those, and then you have a
Thing is
torch.
dope,
Yo,
So you
it's
can use
fucking
it for
amazing.
cigars.
Yeah.
That's
We
awesome.
might use it as a centerpiece for a little bit.
I was gonna say you got 5 cigar spots on that
Dude,
thing.
that-
You're good to go, dude.
I just like the Spreewell.
Let
I really
the-
like the
let-
Spreewell action.
Let that thing collect that ash and then toss it out.
He's got
hold on.
Remember that was a huge thing?
If it was a smaller cup, we could get away with it.
No, you
right?
can get away with this still. Wow, one,
That's
two,
dope.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little.
You know what? I'll tell you something. I've never seen a 6 one. I've never seen a 6-finger ashtray.
I've never seen a rim act as a
Well, no, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
But every ashtray you get, the most you get is maybe 4.
Yo, first time for everything.
Never
Right?
seen a
There you
6
go.
one.
Good
Yo, this
look.
is history in the making
JS
right here.
Concealed Carry. We continue to surprise people. You know what I mean?
Shout out to
By the
Jerry,
way,
JS Concealed Carry.
Totally different. I'm gonna send your information. I'm gonna hook you up with a buddy of mine.
Listen,
I
appreciate it.
That
Let's
he
get it
might
done.
He's been wanting to get his concealed carry.
Let's get everybody situated.
I'll
as I
hook
always
you up
say.
with
Well,
him.
if I can have first dibs, I want that gold. I want the gold one.
Yeah, take the
He
gold,
got
man.
dibbies on it.
I'm a big gold guy, but go ahead, take the gold.
But you have a Dapper Cigar engraved gold one. I don't have a gold zipper.
I don't even know what. I don't
There
even
you
do
go.
it. I don't even use that. I use this one.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I got a quick question because I know we're coming to. An
Oh,
end
by the
here.
way, we're an hour and 40 minutes in. If it doesn't,
Get the
feel
fuck out.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
bro.
crazy.
Time flies when you're having
Dude,
fun.
hour
Always,
40, man.
always.
Wait, I got a
This
question for
question.
you guys. So you changed your handle.
Yeah.
Are you changing your handle?
I think he should.
I should.
I think he should.
I think it's time to be Justin.
I should.
You know why? Because it honestly it irks me when we do Eric Josephson collabs with Dapper Cigars.
So wait,
it doesn't look right.
What was? I think we.
How do you
talked
change
about
it?
You just
Change
go
it.
to
Just
your
go to-
edit profile,
edit
and
profile.
click username and change it.
Because I can guarantee nobody's gonna have Justin Isaac. I'll
no.
be able to just write
So-
straight. through.
It's definitely not
what-
happening.
What was the reason behind it? Because I know we talked about it, but like, what was the reason?
I just felt like it, becoming more of like a brand with the podcast and the cigars. I just wanted all the people that we follow that have cigar brands and cigar companies. It's all just their name,
Yeah.
and I kind of
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to follow the
Do
same.
you have
thing.
Brother Cigar in your bio still?
Yeah, so it says Eric quote Brother Cigar.
So you can keep that.
So
Yeah,
people
yeah.
will like even if you type Brother Cigar, it still does
Pops
come
up.
Yeah.
SEO.
But not that I didn't mind people calling me Brother Cigar, but like I just felt like it was time to just be Eric. who
I like
had-
it.
You know, who's
Now
burned
here's
down
the
and-
question: Do
yeah.
I make it Justin Isaac the full, or do I do Jay Isaac?
Justin?
I think
full
I
Justin
think
Isaac?
it's got to be your name.
Yeah.
Or
And then
Justin? Do I do the full name? Just Justin Isaac?
full name, and
I
then you
think
just
so.
put it in your bio like he has it.
Yeah.
Justin.
Jay Isaac.
The Dapper
Sounds like you're
Cigar.
running for fucking Congress, dude.
Right,
We call him the German missile.
The German missile.
That sounds crazy.
The German.
That's my nickname.
Yo.
That's my nickname. The German.
My
German
my
missile.
brother-in-law is about to have a kid probably tonight. He gave it to him on my bachelor party. He's like, "Yeah, you're
Wow.
fucking big, bro. You're like a fucking German missile."
You know what's
German
Dude,
missile.
you know what's hilarious about that nickname? It's like, so I never really had a nickname, right? People used to just call me Jay High in
Yeah.
Justin Isaac,
Yeah.
or I just called him by my last name Isaac, and but then they came up with this nickname, the German Missile, right? And I was like,
Sound like a fucking WWE
so
wrestler.
Yeah,
what's funny is like,
And then your move would be jumping off like
yeah, right. Well, we've told
a
people
spear.
about this nickname, the German Missile, right? And some people are like, yo, like you're okay with that? And I go, why would I not be okay with it? Like,
Oh, I know where they're going.
so
with
they're like German missile, like they're calling you a Nazi, like you're in a U-boat shooting missiles. I go,
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like,
you're thinking way too
Nah,
much.
I'm like, no, they're
That
calling
shit went
me.
totally left.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they're calling me German missile because I'm German and I'm a big guy, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
you look like a brick shit house. I'm gonna call you missile. I'm like, that's a compliment. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I have been trying to put on some weight, so thank you. And they're like, you're not offended. It's like, no, why would I be offended about that? Like,
God.
And it still
German
goes on.
missile.
I'll
It's
tell
badass,
my
though.
brother-in-law,
I
like,
think it's
like
awesome.
Justin's, doing this. He's like missile.
So I gotta ask, you ever grew up having a nickname?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, a lot of people call me by my initials, EJ.
Okay.
That's how I first
A
met
lot of
you,
people,
EJ.
but in high school, people called me Easy E.
Easy E.
Really? Oh, wait, no.
I
Oh,
like
sure.
that.
yeah, another one, Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Slick
though.
Rick.
Slick Rick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Slick Rick.
Easy E, Slick Rick. I like
Yeah.
these.
He's
like a rapper.
What about Fran?
Well,
I
Were
always
you
had-
always just Fran, or was there like?
So I had. Oh man. All right. So I had. In high school, they called me franchise.
Franchise?
That's
Freddie Franchise.
No. So
Wait,
Yeah.
franchise or
franchise.
franchise?
Franchise. Oh, that's
Franchise.
dope.
That's
Yeah.
sick. It's sick.
I had that for sports. They called me franchise.
Even a better fun fact. My wife's very first crush, this gentleman right here. Francis
Bro, hold
Volpe.
on.
Live on the air.
Hold on,
Franchise.
hold on.
Shout out to
Franchise.
my
Yo,
wife.
hold on. Weirdest story though. So what we were like? I think kindergarten.
It was like fifth, kindergarten.
kindergarten. I didn't, yeah, it was like real.
She's
Like,
writing franchise all over her notebook.
No.
Franchise.
we were mad. We were.
Franchise with a heart.
But hold on, wait. So the first, I'll never forget this. So I haven't seen your wife in like a very long time because I grew up in Eastchester, and then I moved going into 4th grade. So I lost touch with everybody. And back then, like you weren't interested in the opposite sex yet. You know what I mean? You're just kind of doing a
You
thing.
were that young.
You're that young, yeah. So like,
girls still have cooties.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were like, yo, what's that? You know. So long story short, I remember we were playing golf from one of the first times with you guys.
Yeah, this was at the country club with
Yeah,
Tony,
yeah, yeah.
right? With Tony, right?
Yes, right
There's the
here.
picture,
This is,
yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
That
This is
was the
photo.
day.
This is the photo,
Yeah.
right? This is the photo. So he FaceTimes her and goes, look who I'm with. He goes, fun fact. He goes, first ever crush, and I was like, that is weird as fuck.
It's the most awkward moment.
I was like, how? I'm like, what am I supposed to say? We were like 4. How you doing? Haven't seen you since
Hi,
we were like
franchise.
4.
I've seen 20 years, right?
Our franchise.
Yo, Fran should have been like, haven't seen you. Wow, you look good.
Are you available?
All right, so what's your nickname? Do you have any?
My nickname, the only nickname I ever had growing up since I was fucking
I know it.
5,
I know it.
was Screech.
Screech.
I looked exactly like Screech from Saved by the Bell, and it fucking stuck with me. Even
It's his Xbox
I got
handle.
an uncle that looks at me, and till this day, I don't remember the last time he called me Jerry. He
But
calls
you
me
know-
Screech. He's
but
like,
you know
hey,
what?
Screech.
But the nicknames, like regardless where they come from, they
Yeah.
stick, and you're like, that's my nickname.
No, that's it,
Yeah.
man.
That's it,
Yo,
man.
listen, he knows.
That's
I got
it.
like my own little dungeon room at the house.
Yes.
And I have Screech
Yeah.
in neon lights
Yeah.
in my fucking on my wall.
yeah.
We had
I own that shit.
We
Fuck
had
it.
a
It is what it
kid.
is.
We had
Have
a
to.
kid on the basketball team in college, and his nickname was Soups.
That's a dope nickname.
Now I'm gonna tell you now Soup. So anytime he would come into the locker room, people would go Soup, Soup, like as soon as he came in, right? And we're like, yo, what kind of nickname is Soups? Like, where does that come from? I said, all right, I'll tell you. So his name was Marcel.
Okay.
Marcel became Marsupial, and then
Ah.
Marsupial just
Became
became
Soup.
Soups.
Isn't marsupial like a
Kangaroo.
like a kangaroo?
Yeah. So Marcel became Marsupial, became Soups, and then now every time he came,
I'm not gonna lie, I like
and you ever-
Soups.
Yeah, I
and,
like
and
Soups
too.
no,
Soups.
but the thing was, it
It's like a
came,
Hey Arnold character.
the nickname
100%.
came with an action too. You remember having a pong ball and you go like this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So we would go Soup,
Wow.
and he would be like, "What's up, player?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
what's up, big boy?"
Bro, you ever freaking call someone by only their nickname for so long you forget their actual name?
Yeah.
Dude, we had a
That's some
all
of the
the time.
kids, the freshmen that would come in, they had no idea what his name was.
Yeah,
They just
so-
called him Soup.
so it's like-
what's his name?
So I had my buddy in high school. His name was David Massey, but we played football all 4 years together. But we only called him Massey. That was his name, Massey.
I think I know him.
Everyone, David Massey. You might. I don't
He
know.
works for Henry Schein, doesn't he?
I have no idea.
He's a medical sales guy.
Might be. I don't know. Well,
Did you go to Eastchester?
big guy. No,
he's doing good for
Ford and
himself.
Prep.
He's a medical
He went to
guy.
Ford and
Yeah,
Prep.
if he's at Henry
Okay.
He's
Schein.
I think he's a Woodlawn kid.
Maybe
I
it's a
forget.
different Massey then.
Long story, so we call him Massey, and I'll never forget senior year. Someone goes, "Yo, David," and I'm like standing there, and like, let's say you're Massey, and they're like, "Yo, David," and he goes, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, who the fuck is David?"
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes, "Me." I go, "Bro, I've been calling you Massey for 4 years."
Yeah,
and then
no
my,
idea.
And then my college teammate, his name was Ben Schmidt, but everyone called him Tuna. So like,
Nah,
That's your
don't.
brother.
Yeah,
so
I
we-
call his brother Big Tuna.
so we only called him Tuna for 4 years. So I like you forget people's names.
That was me. Everyone in college called me EJ. EJ. And then when new people, I'd be like, hey, my name is Eric. And people are like, who the fuck is Eric? I'm like, it's my name. I'm EJ.
Yo,
Eric.
I
wait,
remember.
what's
I remember
funny?
a great story about your brother on your bachelor party. It's like, bro, we go out for a night, right? Everybody's drunk. They come home. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up. To
Your wife's not hearing this.
No, that's fine. You probably heard the story.
She knows it all. already.
So I wake up to take a piss, right? And I'm looking down the hallway, and there's just like a silhouette of his brother, right? I'm just like, and he's on the other side, and I
He's
think-
bigger than me.
I don't know if he said J-High or if he said missile, but he was just sitting there and he's just like, I think he goes J-High, and I can hear and I go, Big Tuna. 3 o'clock, and that's it. That's all we said. It's literally all we
That's all you
said.
need to
It's like, I just see him. We stand like I'm at one end of the hallway. He's on the other. He goes J-High. Big Tuna.
Reminds me of Step Brothers when they first meet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Call
yeah,
me
yeah.
Dragon.
Call me
Nighthawk.
Yeah. That's all we had. And then I went to the bathroom and he went to the bedroom.
And that was it. That
Oh,
was
it's
the extent of the
great.
conversation.
Nicknames are the best.
Why
Yeah.
call his brother Big Tuna? Because he's a fisherman, loves tuna fishing.
Okay.
And he's a big boy.
Okay.
So I was like, Big Tuna.
Yeah.
That's his
That's
name.
great. That's a
Big Tuna.
great
You have to be
nickname.
given a
Name for
nickname.
that.
You have
No,
to be given a nickname. You can't
Yeah.
give yourself a
No, you can't give
That's
yourself
rule
a nickname.
rule number one about nicknames. You cannot give yourself a nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
tell
no,
you,
no. Somebody has to give it to you.
Yeah.
I had a oh my God. I had a teammate that literally when we first met him, he goes, my name's Flash. Like that's how he introduced himself.
Flash.
The delivery alone, I'm not calling him fucking Flash.
I was like, damn, you just nicknamed yourself. But you gotta be given a nickname.
You gotta be given it.
It's like, isn't there like a story where like I think Derek Jeter, every new person part of the Yankee organization or on the team, you had to go to him. And he gave you a nickname. So, like, you only got called by your nickname in the clubhouse.
Oh, you have to have a nickname.
It was just
I feel
dope.
like if you're an athlete, you have to have a nickname.
Well, I think if you get a nickname, it, like, legitimizes you.
Yes.
Like, you become, you go from, like, you know, for example, like, Jokic. I can't pronounce his last name.
Joke.
But he's the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, you just get elevated.
Yeah.
You've
become stamped.
Yes.
Now you're, like, official.
Yeah.
Like the Black Mamba. The Mamba, forget.
Yo,
bro.
Black Mamba is a...
Come on.
Black Mamba is a...
That's a sick nickname.
That's a sick.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Does Jalen Brunson have a nickname yet?
I'm sure he does in it, but like
we don't have like a public one.
No, man.
My favorite are like
what do
sports.
you think about LeBron's nickname being King James?
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Did
It
he
flows.
give himself that?
No,
definitely not.
That was me.
But he always does the crown.
Yeah,
well, because he played with it. It's marketing.
I'm like,
that's brand.
I always
dude.
like when in sports when it's two people and they have a nickname like duo. That's like
a little collaboration
yeah,
nickname
yeah.
type of
Like,
thing. Yeah,
you know,
that's
like-
fire.
like Stockton and the Mailman.
Yeah.
The
no.
Mailman is a sick.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
You know who else I loved? I loved that. So you guys, if you've played video games in the past, if you ever played Street Hoops,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
you
a
know the
fucking
big
oldie,
ticket?
dude.
Oh, yeah.
dude. Now the big ticket was Kevin Garnett, right? Wasn't he the big ticket?
I think it was.
Think so.
That's a sick name.
Oh, wait.
I love the
I thought
big
you were talking about
ticket.
Street Hoops like
No, Street Hoops, a video game, right?
the N1 Street Hoops.
And Street,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
There was
about.
a guy in that game called Big Ticket.
But that wasn't
or,
KG.
or AI. That was it. The answer.
The answer.
Right. And then who's the from the Celtics?
I'll go through all of them right now. You had Hot Sauce.
Okay.
You had the Professor.
Yeah.
You had Escalade.
Yeah.
You had Half Man, Half Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Half man,
Yeah.
half amazing.
You had
It's crazy.
Yeah, 50.
I love that shit.
What was his name? 50, I think was the guy's name.
Yeah.
I think that was probably Half Man, Half Amazing.
There was
think it was.
The Professor- yeah, the Professor.
Yeah. No, but like the NBA one.
there was
some of the
Air Up
best.
There. Remember Air Up There?
No.
That Air Up There was the guy who had like 50 got his name because he had a 50-inch vertical. That's what his name was.
What, the Celtic? What, the Promise?
Oh, Paul Pierce was the what was Paul
He
Pierce?
starts with a P, wasn't it?
Well, AI was the answer, and then Paul Pierce was.
I thought it was the problem.
I thought it was a Promise. See,
I love some of these.
yo, some of these nicknames are sick though.
You know what?
So like,
yeah,
what do
I'm
you?
not
The
gonna-
Jordan?
But no,
the truth. The truth.
Now
The
here's
truth.
the crazy thing.
You think
is
a marketing guy's coming up with this shit? Or they
Here's
just
the
coming up
crazy
with it?
thing, though, is
'Cause
like-
they're so fucking great.
Like Jordan's nickname, was Jordan.
Well,
Like they
Jordan,
called him Air Jordan, and they also called him Black Jesus. But like,
Air Jordan is fire.
but like when your nickname is like Jordan was his name. Like
Yeah.
that was the nickname,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm like
Oh.
that. When your nickname is your last name.
There's some sick nicknames though, but like that's why I just asked about Brunson because it's like I feel like eventually someone in the media, like someone on Twitter or something, one day will give him a nickname.
And it's-
Yeah, it
Because-
sticks.
Yeah, that will stick.
You know, it's a sick nickname too, and this is like, this just puts you into. This is like you're the upper. Is Wayne Gretzky? I don't. So Wayne Gretzky,
Yeah,
hockey
yeah.
player, his nickname is the Great One.
fire.
Yeah,
I go, dude,
Like,
your
bro.
nickname is the Great One.
Yeah,
It's
forget.
so sick.
Yeah,
You're
forget it.
you're just you're the epitome. You're like the top shit.
Your dick's the size of the table. You just gotta whip it out the table and let him see it.
That's
Yeah.
something you name your
Yeah,
cock. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie.
Oh, the great one coming
Yo,
out
I'm
tonight.
Jerry. Meet the great one.
Yeah.
The great one.
Oh,
Fuck outta here.
the
That's-
Great
that's-
One.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can go on for forever, bro. Some of the nicknames of the past, like, are just incredible. Like,
Yeah.
who thought of these damn things?
Oh my god, for sure.
I do nicknames like.
You guys should start doing. You should start nicknaming everyone that comes on, like
To the
you should have
show,
guests.
yes.
Give them a nickname.
Like,
Yes.
start giving nicknames. Like, all right, at the end of the show, we got a nickname. Bang, give them a
Yup.
nickname.
I like
See if
that.
it
Actually,
sticks.
at the beginning of the show, and then refer to that person by that nickname the
the
entire,
entire
show.
show, and now all of a sudden, you guys are
That's
the
it.
trendsetters.
Yes. Well, now we got
That's it.
Screech and franchise. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
there we go.
Screeching franchise. There we
Well,
go.
Screeching franchise.
Yes.
You know, it's been real. It's been fun.
It definitely
gotta go
has
home.
been.
2
No,
hours.
but-
2 hours. Bro.
Damn,
That's
2
crazy.
hours.
We
2
got
hours?
fucking tunnel vision.
Yo, you
man.
make this part 1, part 2.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Part
Like
3.
you were saying, it's my first episode. Like I don't.
It just
So
flies.
once you get in, you're
Yeah.
fucking grooving.
I
You're
kind of
just-
forget that the cameras are there because
You're on.
Yeah.
I tell Fran all the time, I'm new to social media. He goes, make these videos in front of a camera. I don't know what the fuck to do. Put me in a room full of people. All right, yeah, we'll talk. So this was actually easier than I thought.
Oh, yeah,
it was
bro.
dope. No, it was great, and I do highly appreciate you guys for having me.
We're
on.
glad you
Nah,
came
thanks
on,
for
bro.
so
so
much.
much for coming on, man. This is a great. I hope we do this again. We'll do a part 2 and.
Yeah,
Well, you might have
bring
part
some
3
guns
from
by.
this damn fucking episode.
We'll bring some guns by next time.
Yeah, we'll
Yo,
review those bad
Do
boys.
a clean gunning class and everything.
Clean
You
gun
know,
class.
we could bring some and teach people. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
like a little class. But hey, this is
Or not even. We'll just show them and talk a little bit about them, what we like about them, what we don't like about them, and this and that.
See
you
that
know?
my buddy that I'm gonna connect you with. He's that
You got to bring him over.
dude. He's like really into it. Where
Yeah.
I can show him a picture. Right,
And he knows it.
I can show him a picture of a guy of just like the butt of the gun, like the bottom little inch
Yeah.
of the gun, and he'll be like, "Yeah, that's a 1912 pistol," or like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's a 308." Right?
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He's like,
He's
I can
on it.
Yeah, I can show him
That's great.
any
That's
little
skill.
thing. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's this." He's like,
Well, make
nuts
sure
with it.
you send them my way because we need a few pistols in his house and we'll get them situated.
Oh no,
over
he's
there
got
at
plenty
JS.
of them. He's got his pistol permit.
So who needs a pistol permit?
No, so this guy might need his concealed carry.
Oh, his concealed. Yeah.
So he's
Oh, yeah,
got
we'll
his
get
pistol
that.
permit. He's got a bunch of handguns. He's got a bunch of rifles. He's got a bunch of shotguns. He's got a whole arsenal, but he
needs
doesn't have his
concealed carry.
concealed.
We'll get him his
So
concealed.
yeah, I'm
man.
like, I don't know if he's in the process of it at all, but
Jerry at Concealed Carry. You want your concealed carry in New York, New
Yes.
Jersey, Connecticut, tri-state area? You reach out to my man.
yes, please reach out.
Yeah, link will be in the description below.
JS.concealed carry.
And Francis Volpe, if you have
and good
you're a
old
business
Fran.
why not
owner,
you media baby?
if
Listen.
you want to be on social media, you need some social media consulting. You want to know how to work social media. This is the
Listen,
guy
you're
right
gonna
here.
catch Fran's face everywhere. You're gonna catch him at JS Concealed.
You gotta
You're
catch
gonna
him
catch him at
on
Snack
Snacktime.
Time.
And if you want
You're
to
gonna
find
catch
out
him
the
at
best
Why
places,
Not You?
if you want to find out the best place to have some snacks, some good eats, check out Snacktime, man.
Yes, 100%.
He's the
Love it.
probably the biggest in Westchester County by
Love it.
by
Hands down.
and soon to be the biggest very soon.
Hands down.
And this is how you know that Fran is so good with social media. He's got both brands rocking on
Yeah.
the show right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's gonna have to do
You're
the next
telling
one
me-
standing up because
You're
the pants
telling
are gonna
me
say something.
that wasn't planned. That was absolutely planned.
Bro, I was in the. It was planned.
He's the most. Fran is the most strategic person I've ever met in my fucking life, and I love that
Bro.
shit.
He knew what he was doing.
This is
yeah.
the reason why we have all our branded gear because
And-
after we met Tony and Fran, they're like, all they wear is their own shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not
by
wearing,
the-
I'm not wearing Nike.
You wanna
or
By
know
the
what's
way,
amazing?
By the way, little plug. Check out the new vests we
Yeah,
got. Right here,
no,
okay?
that's
The
amazing.
BD
I like
Cigar
that.
Company.
I
vest.
like
The fact that I'm
You guys
sitting
have
at a
beanies?
table.
Yes,
We just
And-
order beanies, yeah.
Oh, let me
The,
get
the
one.
fact that I'm sitting at a table, you guys got your brand on, Fran got his brand on, I got my brand on. This is a fucking great table right here.
This
Yeah,
is it.
bro.
This is it. This
It's all
is-
about branding.
Call it the fucking money pit
Bro,
because
it's all about
entrepreneurs
branding.
are it, dude.
Bro,
That's
I
it.
was in the last thing. I
That's
was in
it.
the gym the other day. I said to Marlene, I was like, "You gotta take a photo of me." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I got a Why Not You beanie on, a hoodie on, and my fucking sweatpants." I said, "Why Not You Media?" She's like, "But you wear this every day." I'm like, "I
Dude.
know, but it's just like to prove a point. Like
You gotta
where
check his
what-
drawers.
Where
Yeah.
where what fucking pays you,
Bro, I
100%.
whenever, dude, anytime I go to the airport now, I have my travel outfit. Okay, it's just
Yes.
my joggers, and I have my burn down company, BD Cigar Company burn down podcast T-shirt.
Yes.
I'll have a BD Cigar Company burn down podcast sweatshirt. I got the
Yeah.
hat. I went the other day. I had a T-shirt, I had a sweatshirt, I had the new Carhartt jacket on, and the hat.
Yeah.
And they're like, "But you're not even going to see the sweatshirt or the T-shirt." I'm like, "Well, what if I take the jacket off?"
Yeah.
Then I got a
yeah,
sweatshirt.
When it,
What if I
when
take
it
the
snowed
sweatshirt off?
yesterday, when
I
it snowed
got a
yesterday, we
T-shirt.
took my daughter out to play in the snow. My wife's like, "Up there's Daddy in the BDC hat because he's always got to wear it in every
Always.
picture." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yep,
dude.
you
It's
know,
brand,
Dude,
baby.
I was coming home from the property that we're purchasing upstate. I was coming home and I had a rest stop.
Yeah.
And I had my sweatshirt on. The back of my sweatshirt says "Bringing people together, one cigar at a time," since 2000. What? I don't even remember the date. 17.
Yeah.
And a guy, I'm sitting there in line, and I see a guy like looking at me like this, and then he walks past, and he turns around, and looks at me again. So I turn around, and he's just like, "It's a sick sweatshirt, man." I was like, "Thanks." He goes, "What is that?" I'm like, "Funny you should ask. Let me tell you."
Yeah,
He gave the
no.
whole spiel, whatever.
But-
and he's like,
Yeah.
"A buddy of mine just sold one of the biggest companies he worked for." It's like, "What company it was?" He's like, "JR Cigars." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know them." He's like, "So here, this is my information. Try it." I don't know if he purchased them. He might have, but that's why he wear it.
No, that's how it
Random
works.
guy
Yeah, dude.
in some
Yeah, dude.
random rest stop on the highway.
Starts conversation, bro. Listen, we could go another hour here, but
Listen.
I know you went to he came to the event, Tony's cigar event, the networking event, bro. His next class. 3 of the guys are from the fucking event.
That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
dude.
That's where
Because you know what it is? You
Yeah.
gotta wear. You are your billboard.
Yeah,
wear
You
it,
know what
man.
I mean? You are your billboard. When I bought this merch, I bought a hoodie for the gym, a shirt for the gym, a shirt for meetings. I got polos. I don't care if I'm going to visit my mother or go to church. I'm putting this on my back. Yeah. I swear to you, I stopped at the store before me and Fran showed up, and the guy outside said, "What is that JS concealed carry?" Gave him a quick explanation, asked me for business cards. I gave it to him. You are your billboard.
Yeah.
You are the hustle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually just throw it out there, right? Because obviously the Johnny Walker's hitting right now, which is always great. But, right, you got BD Cigars. You got Snacktime TV, Why Not You Media, and JS Concealed Carry. This is my little logo that I got right now. Yeah. Listen, we're creating a wave, but it's the wave before the fucking tsunami, all right? This is just the beginning.
Calm before the storm.
That's it, bro. It's the wave before the tsunami.
Love it.
That's it.
Love it.
Jerry, Fran, you guys are the best.
No. Screech franchise.
Oh, Screech. Screech franchise. Take a second. Rewind it. Screech franchise. We appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for coming back, Fran. Franchise. And for all you cool cats and kittens, like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you guys on that one.
Easy E, the German missile.
That's it.
German missile.
As we like to say, boys in the pod, before we leave, cheers, chin chin, and salud.
Salud.